I think we're back. We're good to go on the YouTube again. You're live, guys. Yo, Doug, you want to check it? Do you want to check the audio, please, on YouTube for me? Let me know how we're doing. Let's see how we're doing. Yeah, I think we're good now. Yeah, I think we're good. So, guys, we're gonna speak about red flags today. I'm still banned. Like, they keep banning me. I don't know why. I haven't done anything. Well, I haven't done anything, but they keep banning me on Instagram. So on Mynameischyna, I can't do Instagram live. So we're doing Instagram on the man's voice, which is still good. Anyway, we're doing it on the man's voice, which is still good. So let me send a quick. We're live on YouTube now. So guys, if you want to just click the link in the bio. Okay, it's good, yeah. You want to click the link in the bio and you can jump into the YouTube. And we're going to be speaking about the red flags. If you want to just jump, can I get some YouTube comments, guys? I want to get some YouTube comments. So if you're watching me on Instagram, just literally just jump onto YouTube, because we're going to switch over. But I just wanted to just check the audio, make sure everything was working, because I'm streaming off there, and I just got you guys over here because we did that yesterday and everyone liked that. So I'm just gonna send some links out because I had a few people in the chat, and unfortunately, you know, I'm just gonna send some links out. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, cool. I think we're gonna get back to action. Yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, we're back in. Good. Audio good now. Yes, man. Audio good now. I see you. Yes. Okay, guys, we're live on YouTube. Yes, we're good to go. See the haters, it was just a little gremlin. That's all it was. It was just a little gremlin. Didn't do anything. It did not do anything. It was just a little gremlin. Okay. That's all it is. Guys, you can't let little hiccups, little things derail the thing. You can't let little things derail the thing. You can't. You just can't. You know what I mean? Little things like that, they happen. You keep it moving. Everyone's with you. It's fine. It's not a problem. So I'm going to be doing multiple things at one time. I mean, they say men can't do multiple things at one time, but I mean, who says that? Only women say that. Only a woman would say that. But big up YouTube, guys. If you're following me on Instagram, you should be subscribed to my channel. Like, I mean, if you take in the content and you like the content, you like the videos, then just subscribe. Like, it's really easy. Just click the link in the bio. I got the latest video, the Man's Voice episode 5. We had some really good guests on there. We're talking about some real stuff. So Instagram, you need to get across there, because Instagram keeps blocking me and shutting me down. So you don't know how long my content will be there. Because every day I think, like, you know what, they're gonna just kalash my plays. That's it, koala set, and that's just gone. So, you know, YouTube's not like that. YouTube's like, no, they're really about that freedom of speech. Every time I post something on Instagram, every time I comment something, they take a comment, then they ban me for 30 days again. You know, every time they take a comment off you off Instagram, they ban you for 30 days. So if they delete one comment, that's 30 days. Then if they delete another comment, it's 30 days. Listen, in 1 week, I think they deleted 3 of my comments or my post, and it was like 90-day ban, 3 months, no YouTube. Sorry, no Instagram live. Like, so Instagram is hating on your boy, but YouTube is not. YouTube is not hating on your boy. So because of that very fact, we are streaming on YouTube now. That's what we're doing right now. Because I was showing Insta. Look, I can't even go on my other page. So, you know, I can't even go on my other page. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. YouTube showing me love. The subscribers are going up. You know what I mean? Like, the views are going up. Instagram keep blocking me. Every time I put up something, keep blocking me. So you need to chat to Mark Zuckerberg and them man there, because they're the enemy of progression. Mark Zuckerberg and them man there are the enemy of progression. Yeah. So, like, I'm not really about that. So yeah, guys. So today we're going to be speaking about red flags, red flags, red flags, and YouTube. I want I want people to jump on today. We had some people that jumped on yesterday, and it was good. And we had a good, had a really good conversation. And we had a girl from Nigeria. She had a different perspective on things. The girl from Nigeria, she had a real different perspective on things. But it was good to have her there, innit? You know what I mean? We definitely appreciate having her there. Different perspective on stuff, like I said. So yeah, if you're gonna come on today, please make sure that you're gonna show your face, because it's not just for me, it's really for the listeners. The people that are watching. It makes a better experience for them if they can, if they can see, and obviously we don't want to just keep seeing like little circles of audio. It's kind of dead. I think it's kind of dead anyway. That's how I feel, like it's kind of dead. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to quickly post up some links, let people know that we're live. So just bear with me a second. So what is it about red flags that attract us? All right, so I'm going to speak about when it comes to men. I'm going to speak about red flags when it comes to men, because what is it about red flags that attract us? Like whenever women talk about, oh yeah, my ex, he was this, he was that. Like I said, there's always a story, and the reason why women, a lot of women will be like, oh, all men are cheaters, all men are liars and cheaters. I'm like, well, not all men are liars and cheaters. Of course, men do lie and cheat. That's one of the things I always say. Men lie and cheat. So I don't know why they get surprised by that. But I'm like, well, if you keep meeting liars and cheaters, you must like liars and cheaters. Like if you keep meeting liars and cheaters, you must like liars and cheaters. So shout out to everyone, guys. Everyone that's on Instagram, just jump onto YouTube, because we're on YouTube right now. And we're doing business right now, so just jump onto YouTube, because we're on YouTube right now. So yeah, so women are. I always say women love lies and cheaters. So I did a poll today, and wait, is it running today? Was this what? I do polls every day. I love my polls, guys. I love my polls. I love my polls because I'm building real data here. I'm building real data, real hardcore data that's going to be based upon something. Like, people want to act like they was like, I don't like statistics. Of course you don't like statistics, but statistics help to build a picture, right? And they don't like the statistics when you take them from the ONS or something, or when you take them from they're like, oh, who wrote those statistics? Yeah, cool. So we have to start to build our own. They don't like anecdotal evidence. To be fair, I'm not really a fan of that, because everyone has that me, my life, personal. I like to speak about generalization, because that's how the world works. So for me, like, when it comes to some of the things that I be speaking about, I think we might have to, take some of these things on board. Why the anger, bro? People always say, why the anger? I'm not angry, I'm passionate. Guys, you have to know the difference between anger and passion, because if you don't, you're going to let these people, that's what they're going to do to you. They're going to tell you that you're angry when you're not. Yo, my bro, listen, man's not angry, I am over passionate, I'm over happy. I'm all of that and above, So, tattoos. I'm going to speak about lists of red flags, and we're going to go through them. If you want to get a pen, you can get a pen. I think everyone should get a pen. You should get a pen and a pad, because I'm gonna. What's my YouTube name? Not for the week. If you just tap the link in the bio, I'll let you come out of the chat, and just type the link in the bio. It'll go straight to my YouTube page, and it's going to be live now. And you can subscribe, and you can check out some of the other videos as well. That will be ideal. And people share this right now. That would be ideal. Let me quickly just shout out to the endless spokesman. I got shout out to all my Americans, man. I got bare love in America, man. When I look at my analytics, I see it's like it's over 50% in America. I get my. Do you know why I get my love in America? Because like freedom of speech. The freedom of speech. That's my thing. So I did a poll, and I did a poll on tattoos, and essentially it was, you know, like, yeah, like, you know, let me actually pull up exactly what the poll was, just because it was fresh. Because in my mind, I was quite surprised by it. I'll keep it real. I'll keep it real. Hold on one second. I'll keep it real. I was quite surprised by the poll in itself. You know, because I do polls, and I do polls based upon the stuff that I do, you know. And my latest poll, yeah, women with tattoos. I said, are tattoos red flags? And it was literally 50-50. And when I tell you, it was neck and neck the whole day. It was edging each way. One second it was like, it's a red flag. Next second it's not a red flag. The next day it's a red flag. The next day is like, it's not a red flag. It was for 24 hours. And I actually thought at one point, it's not a red flag, was going to take it. Then I thought it was going to be a red flag. Then it just balanced it out. But a high proportion of it was women, obviously, because women are tattooed. And women love tattoos. They do, because tattoos are all about attention. It's all about look at me. And there's certain types of tattoos. So let's talk about the types of tattoos, right? Because some people are gonna be like, oh, but Chai, I've got my kid's name on my wrist. Does that a red flag? I mean, okay, so now we have into, you know, we have mitigating mitigating scenarios, situations, right? Yes, we allow for those. Yes, well, I'm not talking about you guys. So you guys, whenever we speak about everything, we generalize. But then when we speak about it, we're gonna get rid of you guys. Yeah. So those tiny little old mum tattoo, no, we're gonna get rid of you. What I'm talking about is, I'm talking about the girls with the tattoos, the tramp stamp. Oh man, tramp stamp. That's the old school one. That's not so bad. I mean, you can, yeah, I mean, yeah. But it's the new age. I'm talking about the tattoos along the legs, the ones that go all the way down, the rose, the dragon, like, anything. Why would you have a tattoo all over your legs for, unless you want a man to be all looking all over you? Wouldn't, would you? Of course you would. That. So I'm saying tattoos like that. What's that other one? That one that goes right in the middle of the chest. What are you? I mean, a girl will have that. You look there, and then she'll be like, "Why are you looking? Excuse me, you've got a whole pyramid in between your breasts. Like, I don't understand it. Like, what? You've got a whole all-seeing eye right in between your knockers. Like a whole pyramid. I mean, what do tattoos represent? Like, it really represents being slutty and spontaneous and slutty. Either way, you know, when men look at women with tattoos, and the reason why women like tattoos, because tattoos are rebellious. They're rebellious, and women have a rebellious spirit. What's a rebellious spirit? Rebellious spirit means they don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be told what to do. Tattoos are sexy, yeah, man. If you're blowing that girl's back out, and you're like, and you can see the little tattoo on the back and the shit, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's some shit right there. That's my shit right there. But you don't want to marry that. I mean, so I'm saying, like, there was a time when if you had tattoos, they placed you in the circus, in the freak show. You do realize that? Like, you had tattoos and they placed you in the freak show. I didn't make this up. Listen, look, listen. I didn't make this up. They placed you in the freak show for all to see. Piercings, tattoos. At one point, Tattoos made you unique. It makes you individual. It made you, yes, there was something special. Oh my God, it's edgy. I remember when we was younger, just having a neck tattoo, just having mum or your name. I don't know why people always put their name on it. Like some of the dumb, or like there was a stage where people were putting their date of birth. Like, why do you need to put your date of birth? Are you gonna forget it? No, like honestly, like you're writing what? I don't understand. And then it's always the criminals that do that. Shout out to the man them. But then when the feds pull you up, first thing they do is, yeah, tattoos. Okay, cool. As soon as you go in the police station, the first thing they do is they take pictures of your tattoos. Now you're known. That's it. And I'm not even I'm just like, what do they say when they're looking for someone? Oh, he's got these tattoos. He's recognizable. Like, see, tattoos, they're for like footballers, man. I remember them like footballers. I remember footballers, they can do that stuff. Musicians, yeah. People that artists, you know, people that don't live within the realms that normal people do. But some of you guys want to be tattooing your whole body and forget that you still have to conform to society. When I say society, yeah, some of you guys have real 9-to-5 jobs where you have to, yeah, and you've got tattoos. And listen, I knew a guy, I'm not even gonna hot him up, but he tattooed his face because he had a stage in his life where he was on the streets and that. And then obviously he changed his life around and he had to go get a proper job, but he had tattooed all over his face. Do you know what he had to do every single day? He had to put concealant makeup on his face every single day to go to work. He was putting concealant on like a bad bee. He was putting foundation. I'm talking about he was contouring. Are you not listening to me? Hey, listen, man, listen to me. Those tattoos that made you think you look so hard and made you feel like a bad boy. Now you're putting on makeup like a bad bee. Basically, you're doing Rainbow Gang. I didn't make this up. This is what the man them have to do. You know? Tattoos show a man that a woman isn't going to listen to anything he has to say. Man, all right, let me tell you something, innit, yeah? So I had an ex girl I was seeing. And look, listen, and this gonna lead back onto my red flag thing. Tattoos for me are a red flag. They're a red flag, but man, doesn't mean I don't like a girl with tattoos. I'm the man them's voice. Remember, I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna cap. This is the thing. Other men love to cap. They love to lie. Not me. I'm so honest that they hate. I'm brutally honest. But I mean, it's sexy. It's attractive. You know, it's hot. Yeah, I'm saying, but that's nothing long term. Like when I look at a woman long term, I'm thinking about putting her in a wedding dress. Like, what's she gonna have? A sleeve coming down her arm when we're trying to walk out. I want to go to dinner to a nice, classy establishment, and she's gonna have tattoos all over. Like, no, I'm sorry. It's not classy. It doesn't. It makes you look. It makes you look like a tramp. It really does. When you have all those types, it doesn't. It just makes you look like a tramp. Now, we live in a world where everyone has it now. So when I did the vote, it was predominantly women, but men were also like, nah, because obviously they got tattoos, but they don't understand. They don't. And this is part of it as well. Men, stop excusing women's behavior because you know you do it. Remember, there's double standards too, you know. Men and women are not the same. So just because you do something doesn't mean that it's okay for her to do it. Yes, we have double standards. Some play to men and some play to women. And I'm all for the double standards. You see me? I don't complain about the double standards that women have. I spoke about it all the time. I don't. The problem is they don't like when it switches round. But I don't complain about the double standards in life. That's how it's supposed to be. So I don't complain about, oh, women got this or women. No, like, come on. Like, I've never complained about when I've spoken about, oh yeah, women was younger and the girls were dating older guys. I've never complained. I was just telling people what they did. I was never in my feelings. What do you mean? We always got girls. I'm just telling you that what the girls were doing. And certain girls didn't want you. Didn't mean that no girls want you. No, of course. Like, and I'm gonna keep it real. All the girls that were the sweetest girls, the pengiest girls, the ones that everybody wanted, the hottest girls, yeah. Those girls that were no younger, I mean, most of them are finished now. Like, to be fair, they finished early because they were the ones that obviously were dating older men first. They were having sex. They was doing all that. They was having the lifestyle, right? And then some of them didn't even come back with kids. But the ones that did come back with kids, but some of them were just finished. Like, what? Like, are you okay? So we've never gotten bitter. Like, we got better, man. We used to always look up to older man then. We didn't, like, you know, and our older dons were always had younger women. We didn't care. Nah, man, there's double standards, but it's only now when women feel as if they've been, you know, they've been priced out of the sexual marketplace, and now they want to start complaining about men dating younger women, and they try to. It's actually quite sick, some of the things they say, just to try to make it fair for the fact that nobody wants to pick them. I think that's mad. I think, like, you know how much of a crazy human being you need to be in order for you to do that. That's crazy, man. Honestly. So yeah. So anyway, tattoos, slutty, spontaneous, erratic. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of these girls, they tattooed guys' names on their bodies. Like, it's crazy. Like, what is this obsession with tattooing your partner's name on your body? Not even your partner, like not even your husband, or but like, girls will just tattoo a guy's name on them and they'll delete it, or tattoo over it after. I just think it's crazy. That's me, innit? That's me. Tanisha, tattoos are addictive. Have you got any tattoos, Tanisha? What tattoos you got? How many tattoos you got? Are they addictive? So it's the same for men with a red flag. I mean, women find men with tattoos sexy, just as some men find women with tattoos sexy, but it's different. It's different, right? So for some women, yeah, it will be a red flag, but I think for majority of men, it's more of a red flag. But men kind of accept it with women because they got tattoos. But you got to understand, tattoos is also that, like, whenever you have a tattoo on your body, it's so that someone can look at it, right? And then they're going to ask you about it, or they're going to want to look further. So if a woman has a snake, whatever tattoo that goes around her leg, it's going to make men look automatically. They're going to look because there's a tattoo and it's saying, look at me. If she has a tattoo right there, it's going to make men look. If she has anything it's going to make people look, and they're going to, and especially if they got tattoos. Oh my God, I love your art. Oh my God, where did you get your artwork done? Who did that? Oh my God, it's so sick. Listen. What'd you get done? Next minute they're showing their Instagram, they'll exchange your art. Listen, these tattoo people, it's like a cult. Why is weave a red flag? I didn't even get to weave yet. Yo, Antoinette, I didn't even get to weave yet, but weave ain't a red flag. Like, I don't like weave, but it's not a red flag. Nah, if weave is a red flag, I'm about to red flag the whole Afro Caribbean, the whole black diaspora, everywhere. I'm about to just. No, weave ain't no red flag. I don't like weave. I prefer natural hair, but it's not a red flag. We're not gonna do that. I don't like it. Yeah, weave's not a red flag. The reason I think that the tat is a red flag conversation is a bit far-fetched personally. Yo, Nestor, my guy, listen, it's not far-fetched. It's not. Have you got tats? If you got tats, that's why you're going to be like, it's far-fetched, but it's not really. Trust me, it's not at all. It really isn't. It makes perfect sense. Like, you don't want to be having a woman with tattoos, bro. Trust me. Even if you got them, you think you do till you get them. You're like these guys that want to date these OF girls and these girls that, you know, that do too much. It seems good at the start because it's a fantasy. Oh, it seems sexy until you live it, and that's your life. You're gonna regret that. You don't want a woman with tattoos. I'm sorry, you don't. You might think you do, but you don't. You don't. You really don't. You don't. Antoinette, men want a natural woman for a wife. Many women that wear weaves can 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 move about their weave, and they care more about their weave than their health and staying in shape. Yeah, I hear that, but I don't look at weave as a red flag. I just think it's not a red flag, but you know, I don't really like it. You know, I'm more concerned with stuff like keeping male friends and orbiters. Oh, he's just my bestie. He's just my bestie. Oh, you know what? Oh, when girls say stuff like, "Oh, girls are just too bitchy, so I prefer to keep men around me." What? Like, oh, my best friends are males. What? These are red flags. If you can't see the flags on this one, yeah, men never accept that. I don't care. She starts telling you he's been my bestie for years. Don't listen. That's a red flag. Like, that's a red flag and a half. You can't. You don't get. Listen, and girls don't understand. It's like when she said it's my bestie. Ask them how they met. How did they met? How did they become friends? How did they become friends? Ask them. How did they become friends? That's the first thing you got to ask them. That's what you have to ask them. How did they become friends? How did you meet? And it's not because you're really concerned. It's because it's very important how they met. They'll be like, oh, I just met, but how did you meet? And a lot of the times, it tends to be that they met in a way that man tried to move to her, but she wasn't on him. Maybe she gave him number, then they became friends. So what happened was he had a sexual interest in you, but you put him in a friend zone, so he had to accept that. That's what he had to accept. But that's not what he wants. He's a beta, well, not even a beta male, he's an orbiter. And let me tell you something about some of the best finishers when it comes to women. They play their, well, listen, you need to just play your role. You need to just play your part. You need to just softly catch the monkey. I'm being serious. Like, women think just because, look, and men are very smart as well. Like, they'll just, you know, like, they'll just keep you there. And women, the problem with this is women. So attention to women is a currency. Really is a currency for women. So they'll keep men around them that will give them the physical experience and the attention that boyfriends would give them. But they won't give them anything sexual. No. But they would take from them the boyfriend experience. And part of the boyfriend experience is part of the boyfriend experience is you know, they'll call them all the time. They will you know, they will help them with things, you know, if they've got a car that they need to get their car fixed, or you know, they'll speak to them on the phone. You know, they'll still go out to, you know, like on dates, but all friendly, out to eat. Like, they'll do all of these types of things, but all of those things is part of the boyfriend experience. Yeah, and men will do that just, you know, and men will do that just hoping they can get something. Nah, they will. And let me tell you something. Whenever you guys have a problem or you break up or you're distressing her, she's going to be speaking to him. What do you think he's going to be saying? Do you think he's going to be out there saying, oh, to her, you know what, actually, you think he'll be saying, oh, you know what, guys, get back together? No, he's going to be every single time. And men, be real. If you're real, every man has been promoted from a friend to something at some point. At some point, it could be 5-10 years later. It can be. Doesn't mean you was hanging about. It just meant that you just played your role. You played the friend, and at some point, it's you. You get the call up. Like, it's crazy, but this is how a lot of these men are. It really is. It's and women don't see it, but we see it straight away. That's why we don't play that. Oh yeah, work husband, work husband. Wait, you have to understand something. She's with this guy 8 hours. I don't know how many hours a day, right? Depending on how she gets to work. She's with this guy, and you're talking about work husband, work wife. This is one of the most work husband and work wife develops into cheating. That's cheating. That's a red flag. Already, that's cheating. Even if, trust me, when you go to work, or when you go to when you go pick up your missus, that guy that when he shakes your hand, yeah, remember, he's gonna shake your hand. He's gonna shake your hand. The game's cold, my guy. That's a red flag. This is why you don't keep none of these I don't call them beta males, just these male orbiters around, because no, I'm telling you something. I'm telling you something. And women will be like, oh no, they're my friend, will never do that. So then I say, let's do the just a friend challenge. Let's do the just a friend challenge. Guys, you want to do the just a friend challenge? They're like, Chai, what's the just a friend challenge? Okay, let me tell you what the just a friend challenge is. Let me pull up on you right now. The just a friend challenge is this. When women say to you, oh, he's just my friend, or these guys are just my friend, you say, okay, cool. We can do a quick simple test. I want you to text, send a voice note to a group of your friends, and I want you to, you can make it as crude as you want, or you can just simply say to them, listen, like, I know we've been friends for a long time, but yo, I'm feeling you. Like, and I think that, you know, like, we should see what can happen between me and you. Do you want to come around, come see me tonight? Or if you was dating a guy and you've broken up with him, you could be like, listen, I've broken up with my guy. I just feel real upset. Would you come around and just spend the night with me? You know what I mean? If he doesn't hit you with, sis, that's disgusting. That's incest. What are you talking about? Are you okay? If he does not hit you with that, if he does not hit you with, hey, listen, are you okay? Have you hit your head? What the fuck's wrong with you? If he does not treat you how you would treat a woman if she did that, how I would treat a man if he tried to move, well, I'll be like, are you okay, bro? Are you okay, bro? If he does not, then you know. But guess what? They're not going to do the test. They never do the test. You know why they don't do the test? Because deep down they know. Deep down they know. And us as men, we know. Don't be keeping your girl around no male friends. You don't want to be doing that. Don't be keeping your girl around no male friends. And this is not about stopping a woman from having male, like, interacting with men. No, of course not. Come on. Especially if you have a beautiful woman, like, it comes with the territory. This is about something else right now. This is not about that. This is about something else. You know? And don't allow society and this new age thing where they want to make men, oh, you have to allow all types of, no, you don't have to allow all types of, no. Say, I don't want this. Say, I don't like this. Say, no, that's not for me. Like, it's okay. You don't have to accept all types of, nah. Don't let them do that to you. That's society, man. And guess what? I'm the man's voice. And part of being the man's voice is we don't conform to that. That's not what we're doing over here, man. That's not what we're doing. Oh, man said septum ring. Listen, septum ring is that one. Is that the one that got you looking like a bull, a matador? Man's like a bull. Like, I don't even understand it. Septum. Every girl that's got a septum is basically a witch. That's all them Reiki girls like. That's what I'm saying. I don't like you witchy girls, man. You crystals and spiritual. I don't know, moon and the stars. I call them moon and the stars lighties because it's always the lighties. It's always the lighties nowadays. It's always the lighties now. I clocked it. Why is it always the lighties doing mad moon and the stars behavior? I realized something. It's always the lighties. I've been clocked it. I didn't think I clocked it before, but I clocked it. These lighties are always, they're susceptible to all these mad behavior. Like, what? Are you okay? I don't trust it. No septum rings around here. Let's see. Let me read some comments. I personally think there are bigger concerns in relationship than what a woman chooses to put on her head, what her values, standards are. See, Antoinette, you're talking about hair and weave, right? I wasn't going to get into it, but they are... See, you don't want me to go into where it actually, the deep roots of it. Like, you always talk about hair, but there's a lot deeper roots of when you put on Eurocentric hairstyles on top of your head. You're going to say it's a protective style. I'll say, okay, that's fine. But I'll say you could wear a protective style closer towards your natural hair. You could wear a braided style. You could wear a corn style. You could wear, you know what I mean? Like, you could wear Afro style. You don't need to wear a Brazilian. You don't need to wear Indian. You don't need to wear Peruvian. You don't need to wear, you don't need to wear all of that stuff. You don't need to wear blonde. You don't need to do that. Then you would argue, oh, but we need it because we need to go to work. Because, you know, we can't accept it in places that we work. Then I would say to you, okay, then maybe you need to ask yourself, why am I going into a place where I can't be who I want to be? Then you're going to say to me, well, you know, there's no black firms or businesses. Then I'm going to say to you, okay, well, maybe it's time that you built your own. Then I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm going to say to you, maybe it's time that you built your own. Like, there's always going to be a you know, there's an answer that we can, you know, like there's a problem and we solve the problem. The answer isn't to conform or to be like, you know what, we just drop down. Like, that's not, you know, that's not what you do. And part of what I'm saying is yes, I know it involves you looking in the mirror. And what does it say to you every day when you step out in the world? What does it say to our young girls, our young women, our young black girls when they say that in order for you to step out in the world and to be successful, you need to put on, you know, Brazilian, European, Indian style hair on your head? What does it say to our young girls? It says that their hair is not good enough. It said that society will not accept them for who they are. You know? So a lot of us, and a lot of it stems from colonial and slavery and all of this stuff. Yes, it does. And these conversations, you know, they provoke, you know, they make you look in the mirror. Yes, I understand that, but part of, see, you need to look yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, why do I do this? Because if I was waking up every single day and I was putting on a blonde wig on my head, I would be asking myself, why do I feel as if I need to do this? So it's not about, and then a lot of black women will say, well, oh, you know, you shouldn't be speaking on black women's hair, but you have to understand something. I have 3 sisters. I have a mother. I grew up in a black home. I know what it is to, like, my sister. I grew up in the 90s when they, you know, relaxer was a very big thing in the black community, dark and lovely relaxer, you know, Esco, all that stuff. But I witnessed my sisters relaxing and destroying their hair continuously by my mother. And that's not her fault. That's something that everyone did those times there. Like, but when we speak, so now we're in a new world where, you know, a lot of women are trying to go for the natural look. So I'm saying to you, but when we speak about it, we're not, as a black man, I am not separate from black women. Like, you know, as a man, hopefully, God willing, one day I will have daughters. What am I going? You're going to say, what, I can't speak on it because what? I'm a man. So when women have black sons, single mothers, and things are going on with the black youth, can they not speak on it because they're not black men? They're not boys. It's absurd. But women will use whatever they want to use to try to develop the conversation and to also try to always bring that thing of separation between the black man and the black woman. But we are not separate. We are together. So I can speak on black women issues and you can speak on black men issues. So I can speak on black hair. I don't have a male best friend, but I have male friends because I'm grown and can have female friends too. Of course you can. Message that male best friend and tell him to come around to your house. We'll see what happens. All of this talk doesn't make, until you do the test. Do you want to jump on? Feel free. Until you do the test, you can't say that. Until you hold on. China, how do you feel about discrete tats on the body that are only visible to you? Also, that chest plate tattoo on females is a major red flag. Yes. Yeah. Like, who? Yeah, 100%. I said that earlier when I said discrete tattoos. I said, yeah, like, I had to make an allowance for that. And I said, We had to make allowance for that because I wasn't. But if I did that, then we'll be here all day. So I need to do a blanket no tattoo rule, like it's a red flag. And then obviously from that, someone will say, but what about my little tattoo of my grandma's name? I'll be like, that's fine. Don't worry. You're okay. You can get on the ark. Don't worry. When the flood comes, they're not gonna. Don't worry. You can get on the ark. When she comes, she's like, oh, but what about my sleeve or a picture of my nan? I'm like, no, sorry. You're on the flood. I'm sorry. She would get my butt. I didn't make the rules. I didn't. I didn't make the rules. You're gonna get the flood. I didn't make the rules. I didn't. I did not make the rules. Yeah, like I think a man says he dated women with weaves, and in a few months, he made them go. He made them go natural. Yeah, I believe we can do that as well. I believe that us men can, when we start dating women, we can allow them to get into their feminine, and then they can start to, do certain things where they want to do. I get that, but I also know some women will not put the weave down. You have to understand, someone will not put the weave down no matter what you say, no matter what you do. Someone will not put the weave down. They won't put the weave down no matter what you say, what you do. They won't put the weave down. I'm just saying, they clutching onto that weave. You see what I'm saying? It's that same bundles that they're clutching onto. What happened? Remember in Peckham? Remember in Peckham? The Peckham, was it Peckham? Yeah, in Peckham. Peckham hair shop. The woman got strangled. The woman got strangled by the boss man, and then she licked him with a basket. That was all over hair, you know. Literally, hair has got our community in a chokehold. Like, pardon the pun, because he literally had it in a chokehold. But this love for hair, which is not your own, has got your community in a chokehold where you're literally getting choked out. Like, just go natural, man. Honestly, just go natural. Just go natural, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, shout out to KB Jones. I see you, KB. This is what I'm saying. We're just streaming right now. Your boy's just streaming right now. Like, we're talking about red flags, and there's so many people just keep throwing different red flags. Guys, throw me red flags experiences. Let me, because I was giving mine, and all of you guys keep just throwing me new extra red flags. Hey, listen, everyone that's trying to jump on. Okay, look, I'm gonna let someone quickly come on Instagram quickly. But Instagram, you need to come onto YouTube. This is what's going on, man. The link's there. You just gotta hop onto my YouTube and you go live. The link's there. You just gotta hop onto my YouTube and you go live. A man said, question, culturally, women in Bangladesh have no septum piercings like my traditional great grandma and grandma. Okay, this coming from Mutasimia. He's obviously a Bangladeshi. Bro, I'm gonna keep it real with you. There's some bad Asian things, bro, with the septum ring. Hey, man them. They've manned them. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. There's some, the screw the light bulb things. Hey, listen. You see me? I'm a very cultured brother. Shout out to all my Punjabis, yeah? Shout out to all my Sikh brothers. So I'm saying to you, my Bangladeshis, my Bengalis, all of you guys, man. I got love for you guys. My Punjab, my Hindus. Get me? But you're right. Culturally, that's different. And I think some things culturally are different because you got to remember as well. Like if you go to what's that country, man? New Zealand and that, like the Maoris and that, they got tribal tattoos and they got, yes, okay, all right, cool. Nah, that stuff there ain't no red. Well, it is a red flag. If you see one of them big hench Samoan Maori brothers with the tattoos doing the haka, whoa, you better duck, bro. That is a red flag. That's a huge red flag. That guy is going to do you. Yes, that's a red flag. If you see them man there with them, yeah, you might wanna heed, yeah. So I'm being real. Hey, you might wanna heed. Hey, listen. Hey, you might wanna heed what I'm telling you. What I'm saying, man. Guys, if you're on make sure you like the stream. If you're here, make sure you like the stream. I'm streaming on Instagram as well. Just click the link and come straight to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. This is what's going on right now. This is what's going on right now. You know what I mean? You can support the channel just by getting a super chat, little super chat, a super thanks. You just hit that bow or hit the cash app. Hit the. You know what? I've been waiting to say hit the cat. Just hit the cash app. That's all you got to do. So I'm saying hit some little. You know what I mean? Support the boy. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. We're keeping things moving, man. What's KB saying? KB saying, I keep seeing my sister and other black girls at the age we was at the time screaming like they was being killed because their hair was getting relaxed. It's traumatic. I always wondered why they do this. I don't know, man. Do you remember? I don't know, but listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Like that was a cultural thing. There was that thing that had our culture, had our community in a chokehold. It came from America, innit? Really. Like, and when you think about what relaxer was, remember if you left it on too long, it start burning your head. Imagine this. Imagine this. Like, if you leave it too long, it's gonna burn your head. Like, that's just crazy. That's crazy. If you leave it too long, it's just gonna burn your head. Like, what was we thinking? What was we thinking, eh? What was we thinking? What was we thinking, man? I don't know. Do you remember Coming to America? Do you remember when Soul Glow, just let it shine? Remember when they sat on the seat? And then it was just, the grease was there. Remember, follow the drip, follow the drip, follow the drip. Hey, what? I got a super chat. Hey, what are you telling me? Hey, listen, listen. Hey, we got the first super chat there. Drop the link. Hey, big up HC. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Your boy got $5. What's that? Quick £5. Yeah. Hey, what we saying? What's that? $5. Hey, listen, that's a $5 super chat. It said drop the link, G. What link do you want me to drop, man? What link do you want me to drop, man? Come on, big up my brother there, man. Big up my brother there. He's gonna stay on the screen right now because he hit man with a quick 5. He called it the high 5. He hit man with the high 5. Bow. That's what I'm talking about. He hit man with the high 5 super. That's what he hit man with the high 5. Come on. Guys, thank you for supporting the channel, man. That's what we're talking about. Guys, it's not a lot. You can just, whatever you want to donate, man, just hit that quickly, just hit the link, hit the super chat. That's how we're moving. This is the Man's Voice. My name is China. I'm the Man's Voice, and I'm doing this, guys, for you. Like, they said to me, you know what, Chai, we want you to stream. We want you to stream. I said, you know what, I might start streaming every night for you guys. There's a topic every night. We're going to discuss every night. We might do that. We might do that. Oh, he wants a StreamYard link. Where is the StreamYard link? Oh, where does he want the link? On Instagram? Where does he want the link? On Instagram? I got the link. Oh, let me drop the link. Let me drop the link. Come on, don't worry, I'm gonna drop the link, bro. That's the link, bro. Jump on live, don't worry, man. Jump on, we're ready to go. Guys, we're just warming up, man. Pick up my guy Doug, though. Doug. Pick up my guy Doug, though. Pick him up. Pick up my guy Doug. Hey, what? I got another. Hey, what's that? 14. Hey, listen, I got a 50. Hey, I got a 50. Hey, listen, man, like M, you know, listen. Hey, love for supporting the man in Australia, down under. G'day. 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 I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Bro, you just gave me a 50. Hey, listen, bro. Hey, listen, I'm sorry, bro, but I had to do that. I'm sorry, bro. I had to. I'm sorry. Let me just big you up, bro. Love for supporting the man from Australia. G'day. Listen, that's you, bro. You're on there. Like, I would want to come Australia, but everything kills you in Australia. I'm not joking. Australia's a red flag. I'm sorry. If a girl comes from Australia, she's a red flag. She's a complete H. the rapper from Manchester in this country. I don't know you guys if you don't know who H is, the white rapper. From Manchester, very successful. He was dating he was dating a bad lady from Australia. Now I heard he's not with her no more. I don't blame him. First of all, how you traveling 24 hours just to see your girl? I mean, that's some dedication, but like that's mad. Like, and then on top of that, you have to go through border force. Have you seen Australian border force? Have you seen what that program is like on border force? Have you seen Australian border force? Like, are you okay? Even if you're Australian, they might not let you back in. That's how mad it is. Even if you're Australian, you might not get back in. Like, they victimize everyone there. They treat everyone like a criminal. I'm not even joking. Everyone there, they treat like a criminal. Nah. Australia's a red flag. And everything kills you. Everything kills you. Like, and you got to check your shoes. Every time you go to Australia, you got to check your shoes. You got to check it. Listen, Australia's not to be played. Australia, you don't play with Australia. Everything kills you with Australia. Everything kills you in Australia. It really kills you in Australia. Like, it really does. Yo, Slim Katie, we're streaming on YouTube currently now. So if you want to click the link in the bio, you can come across. Big up the Aussies though, man. Big up the Aussies, man, them though. Yeah. Hey, what? Man send me more money. Hey, listen. Hey. No, wait. You man just send me more money. What's this? A quick night? Nah. Hey, man, like Nestor, you know. Hey, did you send me more money? Nah, seriously, you guys are like, what? Let me talk about the red flags though. You're distracting me. Let's talk about the red flags. Let's talk about, guys, throw me another red flag. Because I threw you the tattoos. I threw you the tattoo red flag. Yeah. So I threw you the tattoo red flag. Then I threw you. What did I throw you? The male orbiters, the friends red flag. That was a huge red flag. I threw at you. I threw that to you. Yeah. So what's the next one? What's the next one? We spoke about the septum rings. We spoke about piercings. Yeah, we don't do piercings. We spoke about piercings. What next? What next? Oh, god damn, baby mamas, guys, you just won't let him. They're telling me that, you know what they're telling me? They're telling me, Chai, it seems like you have some trauma. Please speak to me. Like, did a baby mama break your heart? Like, seriously, I have to laugh. First of all, we all got trauma. Everyone got a bit of trauma. So I'm saying, do you know I want to say that? Because you would love to use that word. We all got trauma. But guess what? No one cares. And if I did get trauma, who do you think gave it to me? Women. So you need to speak to your girls before you start coming and asking me, who hurt you? First of all, everyone's been hurt. Not being hurt, it's not like some bad man thing, or I've never been hurt before. Everyone's been hurt before, man. Like, come on. We've all been hurt before. About who hurt you. Man. Crazy.
Jeez, come on, bro, D. You telling me?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
Oh, my Brody, man. What you telling me?
What's going on? What, guys, welcome to the Mynameischyna's Voice. We're just going live today. So, yeah, today we'll talk about red flags, my guy.
Yeah, I see that, man. I see you there spitting that real, man. You know what I'm saying? Just got to come first of all and just get me to say I rate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Love the work, doing God's work out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the things that we need to talk about and keeping it real. Like, it's refreshing because there's so many people that are coming out here, they're grifting, they're capping. You know what I'm saying? They're not covering things. They're worried about what people think. And it's not about coming out here and trying to offend people, but it's good for us to have someone that's out there putting out content that's talking about issues that's affecting men, women, everybody, and ain't afraid to say it like it is. So, yeah, big up to you, bro. Love the channel. Love the content, man.
Thank you, bro. Like, why do you think that's important now? Like, why do you think this type of content? Because they call it red pill, but I don't really, because the red pill space is a weird space, right? So there's a lot of stuff in it with it. I don't prescribe to it, but you know, like, I like to call myself African pill because most of my my views is based upon how I was raised and you know, like yeah, my upbringing. But then that tends to a lot of that tends to cross over with the red pill because it has a lot of traditionalism within it, right? And structure. So why do you think like what do you think makes my content different from all the content that you're seeing?
I think your content is probably different because it's not watered down. Because I think a lot of people, first of all, people have different intentions. You know, a lot of people are just trying to do this to get an income, and I don't knock anyone's hustle. And I think that sometimes the bigger you get, the more you have to watch what you say. And you know, as your channel starts to grow, that might be something for you to think about, you know, or navigate your way through. But right now, it's authentic, it's real. You got good delivery. You're able to say things that need to be said to whoever, whether it's a man or woman, whatever, without being rude or disrespectful, but articulate yourself properly. And ultimately, it's a space where we can come and have proper discussions. And also, we got somebody who's saying what a lot of us are thinking. We ain't got the opportunity to say it, or maybe we're just not articulate enough to say it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I think that's probably what separates you from a lot of other people right now. And also, just to add to that as well, a lot of people don't have your upbringing. Realistically, we live in the West. We have very different ideas. A lot of traditional cultures being broken down, you
Yeah,
know, for various different reasons. So a lot of them, I mean, myself included, I don't have the benefit of having the kind of upbringing you have. I've had to learn a lot of these things just navigating my way through life. You know what I'm saying? But because you've had that foundation, obviously you got a lot of insight that you can bring and give to us and show us exactly the benefits when you talk about your siblings and what they've been able to achieve, what your parents have been able to achieve. It's not just, oh, you should do these for X reasons. You should
yeah,
marry before you carry just because we're saying it. You are able to give examples of somebody who was able to hold down a marriage for a long time, raise 5 children, their
yeah,
children are then going on to be able to have the same thing and avoid a lot of the pitfalls that most of us, a lot of people are falling into, as an
yeah,
example to say, look, we're not just saying this for no reason. You know what I'm saying? We actually
yeah,
got results. So
yeah,
if your upbringing actually brings a lot to the table, you know what I'm saying, because of the insights that you've got on top of your own personal experiences.
yeah. No, facts, man. So yeah, so we're talking red flags today, man. So so give us a red flag in women, man.
Uh, I got an interesting one. I'll get your thoughts. Yeah. Over 30,
Yeah,
attractive,
yeah.
but still single.
Ooh. So you gave us three. You said over 30,
Mm-hmm.
attractive, and still single. That's a red flag.
Well, I don't know. To me, it's a red flag.
Now, to me, I can't lie. To me, that's a red flag. But there's a lot of women out there at the moment, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And that's why it's an interesting one because I think, you know, as we people talk about, we're quite visual as men. And
Yeah,
good looks, we know that it appeals a lot to us. So a lot of guys will see a girl real good looking and think, yeah, this could be wifey. And in my experience, then you get to know her and you're like, ooh, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? And you start to realize, well, actually, contrary to what a lot of people say about men, they try to talk like men don't want relationships. But actually, you put a good woman in front of most men, and that's it. His single days are gone. He's going to snap her up. So how is it you find a woman who's got good looks, who's, you know, she's been an adult a long time. She's obviously been in situations where she's met a lot of guys. She manages to get to over 30 and she's still single. Like, for me, I think that's a red flag.
yeah, yeah. I think it's a red flag, but there's a lot of women like that out there now.
So how do we get there? Or how do
Um,
they get there?
I mean, how did they get there?
Yeah.
Well, by over by overplaying their hand in if I say it in a poker term or in a game term, they out they outstayed the game, they overplayed the game, and you don't get to 30, especially if you're beautiful, attract, you know, a lot, and most of these girls, they got their stuff together, so it's not like they you know what I mean, they're street rats. Most of them,
Mm.
they're well put together. A lot of them career women, and they look good, you know, and on paper they should actually be snapped up. But why haven't they snapped up? It tends to me, it says to me, the choices they made and the people that they picked, right? Um, Now, there's no way you get to 30 after. Let's say if I give girls from 18 to 20, let's say I said she started dating at 18, right? And I give her to 30, yeah. That's a good 12 years of prime time action. You know what I'm saying to you, yeah? And especially if she's good looking, you know what I mean? She would have been getting chased from school days for her whole life, right? And
Mm.
when the thing about good looking women is they will always be approached by both types of men, like the guys that are whatever, and the guys who just want to try the good guys, right? But this is when life teaches the good guys about life. It's not about being necessarily being a good guy, and they will learn. And this is that thing we learn from early. So when they decide to go pick the Chads, the Tyrones, the Jeromes, as we call it, and they don't pick the guy who would have basically he would have put you on a pedestal, and you pick the guy that would have made you an option, and you do that repeatedly, and you get to your 30s. At this point, you're supposed to have your head switched on, like, you know what, like, I'm good to go now. The next guy, I'm gonna fall in line, right? But what tends to happen now, their 30s, they tend to get a little bit more stuck into their ways and reluctant to actually, change, right? Like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. So they now continue to go through that, in their 30s, and maybe sometimes, they in a long relationship and the guy turns out to be a waste. You know what I mean? You know what man, like man, like, you know what I mean? So a lot of times that can happen too, but it tends to be that they made the bad choices and they dated the wrong types of men and they wasted the time, and now they get in their 30s. Now they need to make a decision. And what I tend to see with women, they don't want to have that accountability. They don't want to look in the mirror and say, right, I've messed up. Whereas us as men, we continuously have to do that because life lets us know, and it doesn't do that. So women can go throughout their life not checked, and not have to do that, that they don't have to go and check the temperature. They have to go and see what's going on with them. They just have to go through the life. And then when they get sick or a big drama happens, that's when everyone, but throughout the whole time, there was little bits that are telling you, actually, you might want to go and do this. So I just think, when it comes to women and stuff, society doesn't hand it to them like it hands it to us, man. And we get told from young we need to be accountable for the decisions and the things that we do. And I think, especially because they're told them they can have it all, and we can't have it all, it starts to buck in their 30s, man. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it kind of reminds me of the thing, like what they say about, like you hear some of the, not naming any names, but certain manosphere people, whatever you want to call them, would say things like women, particularly attractive women, get given their value from early, right? It's just given to them. They don't really earn it. It's just given to them. If you're a good looking woman, it's just given to you, right?
Yeah.
And then certain guys have to kind of build their value. So it's almost like, if it's handed to you on a plate, maybe sometimes you don't appreciate as much. And then we're in an environment now where dating culture is becoming more and more and more prominent. So as you say, I feel like maybe some of these women, when they're in that kind of stage where they're very attractive and they got a lot of options, sometimes like you go to a restaurant, you got so much options, you don't know what to order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that kind of thing where they get so immersed in dating culture. And then you got the other statistics that people say, where you say a lot of those women gravitate to a small group of men who have all the choices. And if you're one of those guys, maybe you're not taking life as seriously. You are, just basically having fun with them, using them for whatever. But I think what the observation that I've got that kind of I find most interesting is the fact that they'll just repeat the same mistakes over. And I think it's what you were saying about them not having accountability, being able to sort of reflect on themselves and say, why do I keep having the same experience over and over and over again? But I think whilst they're in that situation where they can still get attention, they'll just repeat that same mistake over and over and over again, each experience making them more and more jaded. And when you said that point where they start to say, okay, right, well, now I want to find someone and have something serious, that's not really even a realization of, okay, maybe I'm going for the wrong type of guy. In reality, in my opinion, I think is a realization of my options are getting less and less and less and less. It might be time for me to escape, but it's all downhill from there, because now the kind of guy that they can get is not the same standard as what they had before. They can't downgrade. They can't appreciate this guy that they're going for now, who might be a good guy, who might tick a lot of boxes, and it's all downhill from there, isn't it? So I think dating culture, whilst it gives women a lot of options and it's been celebrated and put to them in a way where it's all about their liberation and them having more choice, which is not necessarily a bad thing in theory, because I do think every adult should have the right to have choices. But what they're starting to find out is that choices have consequences. And if you don't make the right ones, which a lot of them are not doing, I think, I think from there it starts to go downhill, and they're ultimately the ones who lose out. And I think where the manosphere come in is they'll say, look, with men, it's a completely inverse type of situation where you have to, you start with no value, you got to build it up. But if you manage to build it up, then you get to the point where, again, if you make the right choices, you know, that stage where it starts to go downhill for them can actually work out to be for men. So long-winded, but that's kind of the way the patterns I see going on.
Yo, Doug, what you saying, bro?
Yo, we're talking. First up, I agree with the gentleman that was just speaking 100%. Women don't start changing their ways until they're staring down the barrel of being alone for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
You start to see this look on their whole affect changes, and I love it. Yeah, I'm a UFC fan, right? Or you guys are probably boxing fans, UFC fans, and you ever see like someone that's a good striker, a wrestler, the first 2 rounds they just like beat up a dude, and in the last round the guy realized, I got to go back out there and fight this guy. What am I going to do? They have that confused look on their face. That's what happens when women hit 35. They're just like, I got to go back out there. I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. But anyway, red flags for me. We already said baby mamas. I don't date women with children. I don't have children. I just don't do it. And on my channel, I say, don't sleep with them. Don't date them. Don't marry them. Do not play.
Don't even sleep with them.
Don't even sleep with them, bro. No, because here's the thing. Here in America.
But you know, baby mamas are easy though, man.
Yeah, but the thing about it is
they're like fat chicks, man. Come on, man.
But okay, so I have a term I call buzzer beaters. Homeboy has a Lakers jersey on. What is a buzzer beater in basketball?
What's that?
It's when 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you try to win the game, right?
Yeah. Buzzer, yeah.
There are women. The fastest growing segment of single mothers in the United States, it used to be teenagers from like 15 to like 18, right? Now it's women between the ages of 33 and 37 are the fastest growing group of single mothers. Because what happens from 33 to 37? They start thinking about geriatric pregnancy. So a lot of them want to try to slide in a kid real quick, or if they already have one, they want to get another one before they can't have another one. Stay away from single mothers. All they will do is cost you money, time, and resources that you can't get back. Do not play another man's save game. Don't do it.
Okay, what do you think of kind of changing the subject a little bit? Maybe not.
Well.
Go on. Sorry.
I have one more red flag, and I kind of want to bring this up because I want to know if it's in the UK. I don't know if you guys have heard about the student loan debt problem in the United States. Americans owe $1.9 trillion in student loan debt. 71% of it is women. 71%. The average woman with a master's degree in the United States is $100,000 in debt. American black women have more student loan debt than any other group in the United States. So
higher education was a coordinated scam anyway, definitely. It became a scam.
Say again?
I think higher education is a scam anyway.
Yeah, it is, man.
Well, a lot of young men in the United States aren't going to college anymore. They're just not. It's like, I'm not, because men, we are cost benefit calculators. And for the amount that education costs now, if you're not going to school for science, technology, engineering, math, medical, law, like only 9.5% of STEM students, science, technology, engineering, and math in the United States are women. All the rest of them are getting, what are the 5 guys? Psychology, sociology, social work, criminal justice, liberal arts. And so
very impractical stuff.
So as a man, I always say in the first 3 dates, you should ask a woman how much debt she has, because the amount of debt a woman has should be a disqualifier for consideration for serious relationships or marriage. Because if you marry that woman, her debt is your debt. Run away. Every guy should have a maximum level that he's willing to deal with, because a lot of guys say, well, after a certain age, most women will have kids. More likely than that, at a certain age, most of the women you date will have more debt than you. Women make 80% of the consumer financial decisions in the United States. Women spend 80% of the money, guys. 80%. A woman's debt, I'm going to say it again, should be a disqualifier for a serious relationship or marriage. And guys, have a number in your head. Like me, if a woman has more than $80,000 in student loan debt, you're out the door. No. So debt is a red flag because it shows a woman's decision-making process. If she's going to spend a whole bunch of her money, she's going to spend a whole lot of yours too.
Can't disagree with that. I mean, it's not, I don't know about you, China, in terms of what I've seen around here, it's not been as big of an issue, but I do watch a lot of American content creators, and I have heard other content creators talk about this, to be fair.
I think it's bigger in America than it is over here. I think it's quite a bigger problem in America over here.
Yeah. I was going to answer a question because I think someone asked about what I thought about.
Yeah, they asked you what's your view about what Doug said about the baby mamas.
Well, that you shouldn't, just a recap, basically you shouldn't have anything to do with them. Date them, sleep with them, have anything serious with them. That's your position, right?
Don't even look at them.
Yeah. and just before
I don't have the same position, even though people may think that due to.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have.
Just before I answer, could you kind of elaborate on why you have such a, why you have that stance on having anything to do with baby mothers?
Okay. Reciprocity is important in a relationship. Men and women will not be equal, but they can equally contribute in different ways. If you date a single mother, you're automatically being put in a position where you have to deal with something that she's never going to have to deal back from you ever. I mean, if you have to deal with her baby father, her kids running around, you can only come over after 9 o'clock when the kids are asleep. When you guys go out to dinner and you have to pay because you're courting her, you have to pay for her kids too. What can she do to reciprocate that? And everything that you're going to say, she should do anyway. It's not reciprocal. It's not equal. It's not fair.
But doesn't
find a woman, huh?
But doesn't that only speak to committed relationship? Because you said don't even have anything to do with them at all.
Look, no,
relatively casual.
No, but even then, here's the thing: if a woman has a child out of wedlock, if she has one, she'll have yours too, bro.
Nah, she ain't gonna get mine, bro.
She'll have yours too. And women do some scandalous, crazy stuff out there, man. I'm telling you.
What, like, you have to move like Drake with a hot sauce? You have to put the hot sauce.
Jesus, yeah.
I'm scorched earth, bro. I don't go near these women. No way. No.
Do you know what? I mean, from a logical standpoint, I don't really disagree with much of what you're saying, man. I mean, in my single days, I didn't really have much to do with single mothers. But I'm not going to say I didn't, have relatively casual.
I had my fun, bro. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but when you've achieved, look,
quite open-minded,
when you've achieved, let me put a caveat on there. When you've achieved a certain amount, like, it's best to steer clear. If you're some average dude and you want to, average guys can take more risk because they have less to lose.
Yeah.
But when you've accomplished a certain amount, bro, just don't go near them. And they say by 2030 I don't know if it's like this in the UK, maybe it is. It's pretty close. But 50% of women are going to be single and childless anyway. So over half the women of adult age are not going to have kids. Why deal with the ones that do? And also, I'm equal. This goes to Antoinette and all the ladies in the chat. If you're a woman, don't date a guy with kids. Let people with kids deal with each other. Simple.
No, but here's the thing. They will date a guy with kids, yeah? Because most of the time, here's what it comes down to, right, yeah? When a woman sees a guy with his child, especially when he's doing well, they get maternal instincts. They're like, oh, it's so cute. They start thinking about, not all women that being a stepmom, but they start, they get more maternal, yeah? cool. But when we see a woman with a child, all we can think about of the guy.
I know.
Well, look, try. We, you know, you're my friend, innit? So you know, like certain situations I've been in that situation, and it kind of speaks to what Doug was saying, where when you're a guy that's achieved a certain amount of success, and then you're with someone who's a single mother, you do start to get that feeling of like, damn, like, is this big gonna trap me? Like, you know what I mean? That kind of thing, you know, because they are looking for their escape route. They're looking for somebody to, because a lot of times these women are single mothers because they've made bad choices.
100%.
Right? That's the facts. They make bad decisions. Right? We know sometimes things can happen, but ultimately, I haven't got any children. China hasn't got any children.
And so, you know what? I told China this, but I don't mean to interrupt. I told China this multiple times because we've had conversations offline about being a single, successful, older black man. It was no accident getting here. It was calculated. It was planned. There were experiences I chose not to partake in, women I chose not to sleep with, to get to this point where I can enjoy the fact that I'm a single, childless, successful man. And we've discounted what it takes to do that in the society. You're going to give it all away to some single mom and some kid that's not yours there, champ? All the chiefs and kings that were your ancestors, you're going to give your resources over to some loser's kids? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Now, so Doug, so here's the thing, right? Look, I do get you. I get both of you, because whenever you do link a single mother, like, or someone that's got a kid, at some point it can all be fun in the beginning, but at some point it's gonna get to that point of where she starts to, you know, do that single mother thing where you start feeling like you're gonna have to play a bigger part than you probably wanted to, and at some point you have to be an arsehole to this kid. Do you get me? Because in reality, you know, you haven't got nothing. You don't have any good intentions for her long term. Yeah, you don't mind taking.
When I did it, I wouldn't even meet their kids in the first place. I wouldn't even meet their kids in the first place.
Were you one of those?
I wouldn't even get that far.
Were you one of those 40-pound a night hotel type of guys where you jump in the hotel real quick?
The only mistake I made is I brought them to the pad. You know what I'm saying?
Bring her.
I'll go right to theirs, and you know what she's at.
Bring her a little Aiden.
Exactly, when the kids.
Yo, drop the link one more time, because Antoinette wants to come up.
Yeah, Antoinette, come.
Let's go.
But yeah, no, I mean, my view is quite similar. I guess it's just maybe delivery is not the same, but you know, and I do have some compassion for the fact that,
bro,
you know, the situation's not necessarily that easy, but I think we're all entitled to have our own criteria of what
you got to do. Remember in primary school, you had the little T chart, right? And you put one thing on one side, one thing on the other. I need you to do this every so often. There's your problem on this side and not your problem on this side. And make sure you have a clear list of the things going on in your life, or the people that you know that are your problem and not your problem. Because women especially want to make all sorts of stuff that's not your problem, your problem. My mantra right now is just not my problem. It's not my problem.
Hold on. So I disagree. So guys, anyone that wants to jump on live, you need to show your face, because it's gonna disrupt the live. So if you want to come on the live, you need to make sure you have your camera on, facing, and so just make sure you're doing that first, else it's just gonna interrupt the live. So Antoinette, if you need to put on your bonnet, put on your weave, whatever you gotta do, go and do that right now, and then jump on the live. Just because you don't have.
And you know what? Because we brought it up. Let me talk about why. Because I didn't know that you and I disagreed about the whole weave thing not be a red flag. I'll tell you why it is. If you've been with a girl that gets her weave done, they have it in for 2-3 months at a time. And let me tell you, my girl that I was with for 5 years, like the week before she was gonna get her weave done, she was an absolute demon, dude. It's all she could think about. And then she get her weave done, and she just had this bright look on her face, like, I look pretty again. Like her esteem was so connected to her weave. And then her and we used to work out a lot. So like after about a month, the hair under her weave would start to stink and stuff. Just guys. And then the cost. You know how much money it costs to buy and maintain weave, and you have to pay for it.
I know. That's you got to maintain that weave. Guys.
Okay, look. You know what? Let me ask a question. Doug, could you obviously the conversation about red flags, but I just want to get an idea of the kind of criteria that you kind of look for in a woman that are positives, like as in. So we know some of the things.
Oh, are you doing that? You sound like you hate women type of deal. Is that what this is? Okay.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Because I'm the same thing. I do the same thing. Like I will talk about what I don't want. But at the end of the day, unless you're, well, I don't know your disposition. If you're MGTOW, then yeah, it doesn't matter. But because I wasn't MGTOW, I did want to be in a relationship. The whole point of me learning all the things that I've had to learn in terms of, the kind of space we're in was so I could actually screen a good woman and find a good woman. And I believe that there are good women out there. I think that because of a lot of different things that are going on in the world and the kind of culture that we have in the West, that pool of women is getting less and less and less because a lot of women are incentivized to be bad prospects for long-term relationships for men, right? But I think for me, if I was talking to, let's say, a younger guy and he was like, had aspirations to have a family one day and whatever, right? I would hope that I could give him some of this knowledge so he could actually help.
So first off, I ran a mentorship group for the past, 2019, 2021 in my area. My twin brother and I did. And we would mentor between 20 to 30 young African American or African American men between the ages of like 20 and 35. And I would focus on what they can do, because here's the thing. Once you've achieved a certain amount, what you're looking for in a woman changes. So you should talk to young men about what they can do and what they can control. It's kind of like the whole marriage thing. One of the best parts about China is China wants to get married and have children. I think that family is what's missing in Black culture. So I caveat the whole marriage thing where, like, a lot of red pill channels say that marriage is kind of a rich person's thing. And it's true. Like, if you get to a household income of like 150 pounds or 150,000 pounds or over 175, like, divorce drops down to like 30% or something like that, or whatever. So, but yeah, so I tell the young guys, when it comes to women, put yourself in a position where you can pay 100% of the bills. Because women, they say that they want to go 50-50, but they reserve the right to change their minds whenever they want.
Well,
especially when a kid is born.
But when they go 50-50, for them, it equals 50-50 respect and 50. So, like, you have to understand something. A man is worth more than just a paycheck. And a man contributes to a relationship way more than just a paycheck. But when different times where it seems to be monetary value is what's based upon, like, you know what I mean? Is a man's value, right? So, and let's be real, and this is also community based as well. Because, man, I can tell you about my Asian brothers, man. They'll bring their wife over I know Asian brother I'm speaking about now, actually, too. They bring their wife over there. They went and got their, not arranged marriage, assisted marriage, slightly different, same concept, but slightly different. And then they bring her over here, and then, he's living in the shared accommodation as he's working, and he's brought his wife and she's living with him, and she still has respect for him. Do you know what I'm saying?
But you know what I love about that, though, is the fact that they have the family involved in the process. The dad probably on her side vetted this guy to make sure he came from a good family. There was someone that could hold him accountable for bad behavior, that his financial situation was good and things like that. He was able to take care of her. I think that's lost these days. I think women have proved that they don't really know how to pick men at all.
Yeah,
well, and then also
that's got a part to play in it, but I also believe that, like, what I'm just trying to say is, like, it's the hoops. It tends to be community based, because I could go to the local pub, you know what I mean, and I could show you, you know, a guy with a beer belly, you know what I mean, balding, go look at his bad little English thing. You get me? So I'm saying to you, and she's been, you know what I mean? Like, you know the exact image that I'm talking
And he
about.
works a normal job, and she still respects him.
Normal
Yeah.
guy, driving a little Fiesta, have a bad bit,
Yeah.
and she's gonna respect him, and it's gonna be whatever. But you have today's video. Shout out to Margs. He was on he was on that standout TV with that girl that said, you know, a man $4,000 a month is not enough for her. She was like,
bro, I don't even know if you could even play that, bro, man, for the audience, bro, at some point, bro. But yeah, crazy, isn't it?
yeah, hold on, let me
Have you seen it, though?
I haven't. You have to.
Give me a second. I'll pull it up.
But I would say, but let me just, okay. Let me get back to AC's thing. When I go out with a woman, like, because I've been married once. I divorced from my ex-wife, and I went to therapy. I figured out what I did wrong. Like, I didn't stay in my masculine frame. I'm one of those 90s raised R&B, you know, mint condition, Jodeci, shy type guys that had to get red pilled real time. Because I always say us 90s raised men are the most romantic men that ever existed on the planet. We were listening, we saw Steve Urkel on freaking Family Matters simping for Laura. We saw Roger simping for Sister. All the music and stuff, right? But anyway, so my criteria has changed.
Let me play this clip. Yeah?
Okay.
Listen.
I want my rent like quite a substantial amount more than I do.
If you earned, I don't know, 50,000, 60,000 pounds a year.
That's not enough.
That's not enough for you.
No.
Well, what kind have you got?
£60,000 a year.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
What's that wage like monthly? It's not. That's like £4,000 a month.
4, 5.
Yes or no? No, that's not enough.
You can live on 4 grand a month.
I personally, me alone, but it's not just me alone.
What kind of things are you doing in your spare time? Because he lives, you know.
Because he lives. Because living.
You gotta scale it back. You gotta tone it down. She said 4 grand a month is no good.
No, but if I'm gonna settle with a man, he needs to have
I'm gonna settle with a man.
Decently great wage.
What? Because you're trying to spend it?
No, because I want to be provided for if I needed it.
Yeah, but what if he can provide for you within your means? You're trying to live
within my means. No, not beyond my means. I want to have a nice life.
I don't know. I'm the guy for it. Like, I mean, I'd work. I'd try. Like, but nah, that's not my story, man.
I can provide for myself now to have a nice life. If you can't at least match that or double it, then why are you bringing in my life? Doesn't make any sense.
I heard that. Each to their own.
There you go.
She ain't got no man. She got all your expectations and nobody.
A man said it, yeah. So shout out to Margs, man, for no behavior for that.
Yeah, big up Margs.
Yeah, big up Margs. Yeah. So listen to this. So you can clearly hear a girl saying that, you know, a man making $4 grand a month is not enough. Well, it's enough for him, but it's not enough for him and her. And she's like, I got a lifestyle. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is, guys, I saw that at like almost 9 in the morning. I just simply said, yeah, guys, yeah, it's too early for this. Everyone have a good day. I go back because I just, at
Guys,
9 in the morning, you're not about
China.
You're not about to get me
I
out.
did a video on my channel,
Yeah.
and remember, I'm American, so I got to talk about dollars. The average woman spends 520 some odd thousand more dollars in her life than the average man does. Okay, and how that happens is, I'm just gonna real quick. When you're married, your money is our money, and her money is her money. That's how that works. And that's what she's talking about. She is going to spend all of her money, and she wants to be able to have there be enough. No, she wants you to be able to cover the lifestyle so she can spend all of her money. That's exactly what she's talking about.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, so that the way she thinks, I'll be honest with you, it's not uncommon mindset for a lot of girls. It's just that she's saying it out loud. It's not really uncommon mindset. But what you need to understand is most of the girls that say this, you need to, like, if you come from that lifestyle, it's a difference. If you're Victoria Beckham and you come and your dad was driving a Rolls Royce to take you to school, you can speak like this. You can, because that's how you was brought up. But most of these girls that speak like this, go ask them what their father does. Does your father make this money? Does he make 8 bags a month, 10 bags a month? Yeah. And if he doesn't, then what is giving you the audacity to make you think you can make these requirements? And I'll tell you what is giving them the audacity: the fact that you can't. She's a little. I don't know what she is, man. I don't know, man. So I don't know.
But you
She's
know what
big
it is?
black,
I feel like. So go.
you know what I'm saying? But they've allowed her to get a point where she can be gassed like that, yeah. But even saying that she's
Until she's
single,
35.
yeah, but what I'm saying is she's single. If you really was that value, you would have got the man that is worth more than that, and he'll be giving you the lifestyle. The thing about it is you can ask whatever you want. You can, just like when you sell your house or sell your car, you can put whatever price you want to put on your car or your house. You want to sell it for 2 million, you want to sell your car for 100,000, you can. But the market's going to dictate to you what your car or your house is worth. So she
Yep.
can say, oh, you know what, I 4 grand, I need a man that makes 8 grand, it's not enough for me, cool. But if I don't see none of the man that you're talking about, it says to me that, you know, you're not really the girl that you think you are. And most men are going to do what we did and just be like, nah, you know what I mean? Go on, G.
So I lost my train of thought there, but yeah, no. I was just gonna say, guys,
About
there's
4K.
no. What? Yeah, what is that? But I was gonna also say there's 15 people in the chat and only 5 likes. So yeah, guys, get the likes, man. Get the likes in.
Yeah, guys,
We're
get
at
the likes up.
we're at 13. Refresh it, and you'll see that people have hit the.
Yeah, but
Hit the
guys,
like button. Excellent.
yeah, guys,
Yeah.
get the likes up, man. Get the
So
likes up,
let
man.
me say, let me answer AC's earlier question, because if I'm casual with a woman and we start thinking about getting serious, I ask her, do you want to be married? And most women say yes. And I ask, this is a good question to ask. If you get married, would you change your last name? Don't ever let a woman hyphenate her name or keep her last name married to you guys, because here in the United States, you see women that guys marry women without her taking. Are you guys crazy? And then these women say, "Well, my name is my name. I don't want to take a man's name. Your last name is your father's last name."
Bro,
it's everywhere.
You. Let me tell you something. Yeah, if a woman really loves you and her mindset is in the right place when it comes to marrying you, she should be excited to take your name. If she don't want to take your name,
bro, it's an epidemic over here, bro. It's an epidemic.
Yeah, but it comes down to the same culture that's being created in the West, where women want all of the benefits of being a woman, but they don't. I mean, that's not even a drawback, but they don't want to give anything back.
I always say this. I say at the end of Titanic, Kate Winslet was on the door and Jack was freezing in the water. If you don't have my last name, I'm on the door and you're freezing in the water. Seriously. But I meet women all the if I get married, I'm going to hyphenate. No, I can't take you seriously. So red flag. If she will not take your last name in marriage, red flag.
That's not even a red. That's like you don't even
a non-starter. It's called a non-starter.
You just end the relationship there and then because she's broken. You gotta be able to weed out those type of women that have these type of mentalities. Because I remember when I was dating, I'd have these type of conversations and whatever it is, whether it's to take the surname or any kind of liberal, they had that kind of liberal mindset. You lose so many brain cells trying to just have this discussion with them, like, oh, so you're gonna marry a guy, but you're not gonna take his surname. It's just like, don't even waste your time with them.
And here's the thing: as you get older, if you become older and accomplished, take women at their word. You shouldn't have to convince women. Well, she's nice and pretty, and if she's saying that she won't take my last name, I can convince her to do it. Guys, take them at their word. Keep it pushing.
Yeah, agreed. It's not even worth it. Leave them to it. Leave them to it. But just back to the money thing. I think that's where I was. So my day-to-day job is I work as a financial planner. So my mind, I kind of I think about things from a financial planning point of view. So you got a guy, right, who, let's say he earns £4,000 a month, which is a decent wage. That is
I couldn't believe when she was like, it's not enough. I was like, what? Like over here, that's good. Like that's decent wage for the man. Them.
Again, it's important to think about this because again, when you're looking at red flags, obviously she didn't elaborate on what she wanted that money for, but you can kind of imagine because you see these women on their little social media posts, even though a lot of it's either fake or they're getting someone to shit in their mouth for that money that they're using. Yeah, you know what I mean. They're all that kind of stuff, or whatever. They got some old man doing whatever, taking Viagra.
Wait, just real quick for you guys' reference, the average UK man The UK makes 35,260 pounds a month, and that's $2,938 a month on average. And she's saying
okay.
4,000 isn't enough.
When
Okay,
she
so
said
taking
it,
that into account, right?
yeah.
One of the things I look at, right, and when I'm looking at a girl as potentially a long-term prospect is what she want, what her intentions for that money. If her intentions are to take my £4,000 a month, which, as you pointed out correctly, is above average earnings, and spend that on the usual shit, restaurants, flights, blah blah blah, makeup, all that
Weave.
shit, she's not a good prospect for long term because,
Mhm.
as you know, property prices, being able to save for a pension, you need to be able to have a woman that you can still afford to save and to build. If she wants to spend all your money, she doesn't have any good long-term intentions for you, or you're going to go broke trying to keep up with this lifestyle. You need to be able to have enough money to keep your partner happy, but still be able to make sure that you're saving, that you're investing, that you got your life insurances, and you got all of your general boring provisions, not doing all this lifestyle shit. And I think when we're speaking about black culture, especially, we are so consumer focused. If you give a black person, man or woman, £4,000 a month, they will spend £4,000 a month. It's something
100%.
we've got to
Yeah,
step up our game.
In the U.S., our dollars the average. I think white people the dollars circulates like 4 days. Ours circulates like 8 hours or something like that. From when you get paid, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, we spend, man. We should spend.
no, one thing about
Well, we're
black
making
people,
everybody else rich. That's why we're bottom of
no,
the social
one thing
economic
about
ladder.
black
Not to
people is,
get too so deep with it.
one thing I know about black people is we know how to make money, man. That's one thing we do because we spend it. So you have to know how to make it to spend it, right?
We're
So
making it for everyone else.
yeah. So we know how to spend it. It's just we know how to create it. Just that when we create it and you make it, you go hit the jewelers. You know, you go hit you go get some. You know, you go get some new fresh clothes. You go buy a new car. If you go to all of these businesses and none of them are black owned, then it doesn't really. You know, they'll like you when you go to the nightclub. You know, you go pop the bottles on the you know, like. All of these things need money to do it. So you've had to put in a certain amount of work to get the money to live to do it. But everywhere you spend it are places that don't spend back in your community. So it's always going to be a non-starter because you know how to make the money, but the money never comes back in. So all we ever
Guys,
really...
I'm just gonna mute for a second. I just gotta quickly take this call.
Yeah, that's
China,
fine.
have you heard of a bottle war?
What's a bottle war?
A bottle war, because I saw a thing about this on Instagram, is where nightclub patrons compete by pouring their pricey liquor on the floor. So you'll have guys in sections getting these expensive bottles and pouring them on the ground to show that they have it, bro. And they'll see who can pour the most amount of bottles in one night. That's where we're at.
Do you want to change your angle of your? Do you want to change the other angle? Just turn it to the side. Just turn it so it's the other side.
How do I do that? 1 second.
It's okay. Just change the angle. Just turn it to the side.
I'm
like
not
your
really.
Phone. Your phone.
Wait.
Just turn your phone. Are you on your phone?
Yeah. Hello.
Just turn it to the side, like so. The other angle, like panoramic, like.
Or just bring your phone down, like
No,
bring it.
flip it to the side, and it will change the angle of the screen.
Lift it to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, there you are. We can see you now. There you are. Hello.
My blonde wig. Hey.
Thank you for jumping on the live. Thank you. It's a much better experience.
No worries. I just won't try to say anything controversial. So I was really outraged, and I'm not outraged by what you guys are saying because I get it. Men have their own perspective of how things are, and I can't say what your experience is. But I was a bit outraged by the baby mothers requiring you to take care of their children. I think a lot of men nowadays they are they're coming forth and taking care of their children. They don't need a next guy to do it. Most guys. I know for me, I've got 2 grown children. If I tell you their ages, you won't believe it. But I've got 2 grown children, and their dad take care of them. Always have, always. So this whole idea of whoever you're dating has the responsibility to take care of your children, no, that's not necessarily expected. You're expected to treat my child with respect, and this vice versa, but not to financially support them or anything. And if we do
Okay.
live together, you would have to support the household, which is the
See,
natural thing.
that's the kicker right there. Because if you're gonna get serious with a man, you're
Mm.
going to start sharing resources and live together, and that man is going to have to put his especially to be able to get the respect a man should get. He's going to have to be that provider to your children. Look, you need
He
to
doesn't
take
have to be a
apart,
provider to the household, not the child, the
but the
but
household.
child's in the
wait,
household.
Doug,
But, but
wait, guys, let me
the
speak
child
here.
is financially taken care of by their
Go on.
father. So
No,
what
if
does
he's in the
your
house, if
contribute?
he's in the
Yeah, you buy
house,
food, you pay rent, you pay electricity. That's what you do on your own anyway.
Okay, so I'm
trying to
gonna
help. Go ahead,
wait,
please.
Doug. Let me say what I want to say, right?
Doug, you
No
getting
talking,
heated?
no
Go
talking this
on.
time. So what I'm gonna say is you're looking at this from a perspective. Okay, so let me tell you how it is for men.
Mm.
The moment you start dating somebody and you're in that home, you become a protector for that home. So, example, you might not be. You always think of providing as financial, but the moment I'm there, I'm providing physical and protection. Okay, so
Okay, okay.
if I'm staying in that home, let's say I'm dating her and I'm not paying anything, I'm just physically being a presence in that home, and I'm a protection force. If there's a loud bang in the night and someone breaks into that home, who is going to go downstairs first, me or her?
You are.
Okay, so
But
by
my point is
wait,
kind of. All right, go on. So I'm
hold
listening.
on.
Hmm.
So by automatically putting myself in that predicament, I am now about to risk my life for family and for kids that are not mine already. So my life is on the line. My
Hmm.
life, my life is on the line. So it's not about monetary value. You need to understand that a man brings way more than just finance. Okay, so that's the first thing. So I'll get onto the other thing, right? See, yes, it's nice to say that his father provides and you don't need to do anything, but if you get into a serious relationship at some point, like he was saying, your resources are going to have to be used. Yes, so let me
Hmm.
give you an example. Let me give you one example, right? You told me I don't have to provide a tool. Okay, no worries. So we start dating, right? Cool. We have a child, okay, and then we have a child, and then we have two children in the home. I want to send my child to private school and I want to pay for it, but then I don't want to pay for your child. Are you gonna have a problem with that? Okay, let me ask you another question.
If that is my
Wait,
standard
wait,
of how I want to
hold on,
report.
Let me ask you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Shush, Doug.
no, because we'll get onto it. Because I just want to throw you a few
Yeah,
scenarios.
no, it's fine. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
just want to throw you a few scenarios to think about how men
Hmm.
think, right? Yeah. Okay,
Hmm.
cool. For example, if I wanted to take my child on holiday and I wanted to go to Disneyland and it's going to cost about like 4 grand or something, I'm going to take my child. Now, I'm not going to take your child. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to tell the dad to pay for it. Are you going to have a problem with that? Is that going to be a problem? What if the dad can't pay for it? So now I'm going to separate. Let's say, let me give you another scenario. Men don't want to deal with single mothers because ultimately there's always another man that's in the relationship and he will all have access to her at some point, and you never able to kind of get over that. So I think sometimes, and I haven't gone through everything, I've just given you a few things to think about. Like us men, we think about a lot, and end of the day it's more than just finance, it's our mere presence of being in the home and stuff like that. Let's say we start dating you, we get attached. Can we discipline the child does something, can I discipline that child the way I want to, or is it your child? Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? If you have a young daughter, for example, you have a young daughter and for anything, or young son, and they make a claim against me. I'm not the father. What are you going to do? Are you going to believe me or not? People say, oh, but see, these things that men have to think about before you put yourself in a
Yeah.
scenario. But you don't think about that because all you do, you think about, oh, my child, my child, my child. One of the reasons that children become abusers because of the people that they bring into their home, because women
Mhm.
tend to think that because I love you or I'm attracted to you, that makes me attracted. No, it does not mean you are inviting men into your home that have no genetic connection with you. And a lot more times, men are more likely to find the younger woman more attractive than you, and then they put themselves. So the reason we speak about why it's not worth men dating single mothers, and because there's so many risk factors that come with it. And I haven't spoke about it. Let's say I get attached to this child, right?
Mhm.
And I stop seeing you. Can I still access that child if we breathe? Because legally, I have no links to that child. It's not my child, but I've raised that child.
Mm.
Okay, let me give you another example. I'm gonna give you. I'm giving the reason I'm giving you because You're not thinking how us men think. And when this goes out, I want men to and I want women to look and think about all the different things how men think and understand and start to understand the inside of a man, because women are not men. I
I
raised this.
understand that, but
Wait,
what I'm
hold on a
trying to
second.
say,
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna let you speak. I raised this
okay.
child. I love this
Mhm.
child. You know, me and this child bond. He calls me dad. There's not another dad in the place. This child gets sick. It needs a bone marrow transfusion, blood transfusion. At that point, I am the father. The child calls me dad. Do you get me? I call him son. It's all together. But at that point, the hospital says to me, guys, you need to get the real dad in there because you're not a genetic match for the child, and you need to. At that point, the real dad's gonna come in. See, you've just been playing. You've just been playing father. Let me flip it around the opposite way around. You love this kid. The kid loves you. Now you're sick. Yeah, you need a bone marrow transplant. Yeah,
Mhm.
and the kid wants to help you because you're his dad. But guess what? He can't help you. Do you know why he can't help you? Because he's not his son. You see
Yeah.
this game that we play. Like, I've given you scenarios that have happened to people. Yeah,
Mhm.
and you don't think this far because women never think this far, and this is why men.
They don't
This is
have
why
to.
men run the earth, because I'm so calculated. I think of all of these things, and I make a risk assessment, and that risk assessment is don't deal with baby mums. Like, not as crudely as he does, because because I'm still going to deal with a baby mum. You know what I
Bruh.
mean? But he's like, no. But I just wanted you to
Mhm.
think about a
It's
few of
based
those
on,
things.
I
Now,
think it's based,
what do
it
you got
all
to say about
boils
that?
down to the individual standards and the individual, like you're saying, that's your preference. I just think to generalize and say all women are looking men who are single mothers are looking men to take care of their children.
It's not
I
all
think
women. It's never all women. We never say all women.
Yeah,
Ever.
no one said all.
Never.
okay.
Ever.
Well,
But it's
I just
enough
think
women.
that's not a woman's kind of main objective. Well, not most women. That's not their main objective, is to find a man to help them raise their child. They're
Yes,
trying
it
to
is.
find love,
Yeah.
and whatever
No.
reason, for
And
whatever reason,
part of love is having someone that's gonna come in and protect and provide provision.
that's
And
the
part of
standard of the man that you find. That's the standard of the man you find.
no, but I'm saying, if they want a man to love and protect and provide, right, and possibly procreate with, and part of that protection and providing is the protection and provision of their other children too, which includes financial provision and also so this thing where you're saying
But
because
it doesn't all boil down like you're
yes
saying.
it
There's
It
does,
all boil
it
does.
does, it
It
does,
It
does.
it
doesn't
does.
boil down to no, it doesn't
All roads
all
from a
boil down
serious
to financial because
relationship will lead to that. If
it
you're gonna,
doesn't boil down to it. Like you've given other scenarios, it doesn't boil down to it. There's other factors. So
At
let's
the
say
end of
but
the
I'm
day,
making no. Let's say I'm making more money than you, and I've got kids, and you're dating me. Then
yeah.
what? What do I need you to take care of my child for?
what are you
I'm
dating a guy that makes less money for you for than you for?
Yes, I'm saying when you're saying this, fine. Sorry, why am I dating a guy that's making? Because maybe
Less
he's a
money
good
than you.
guy. Maybe he's a good guy.
Well, good. Well, good. Well, you know what?
I,
In that scenario, no problem then. In that scenario, but
No,
guess
but I'm
what?
saying there's so many
No,
scenarios
but
that
no,
you
but in
can
that
put
scenario,
to
no
make it
problem.
suit
But
the
guess what?
narrative.
Women are not gonna respect a guy like that. So in that scenario, yes, that's cool. But you're not gonna respect him
I
because you
know,
make
you're
more.
not.
I know women who are in serious committed marriage and they make more money than their husband.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He makes a lot of money, but
I didn't
she makes
say.
more.
I talked about respect. Doesn't women can marry
She
men and be
doesn't
married to them
respect
doesn't mean
him.
just because
I
a
know
woman's
women.
married to just because a woman has sex with you does not mean like you have to understand something. Women
There are
enjoy
plenty of
sex.
women who are married to men that they
They,
can't stand.
they can't stand. They don't respect. Let's not do that.
You
Let's
and
not
you
do
look at
that.
her laugh. She knows it's true.
Because you know it's
All your
true.
friends, she knows it's
That's
true.
another scenario. That is another scenario. You can have any scenario that you want to fit your narrative. So I'm saying that overall, it's about the person's character. If I'm dating a man who doesn't like, I would never date a man that doesn't like children or want to date me because I'm a baby mother. That's not something I would entertain. But if I'm going to date you because you're a
And
good
those
guy,
guys shouldn't have to date you
But
either.
I'll be honest
So
with you. I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. You don't get to like men. We get to pick. You don't. You can't. Listen. I don't have any
I
kids.
don't
I
do
can
it.
pick. I
are
can.
you
There's
getting
ways.
down on one knee to propose to a
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah. You
Are
don't.
No,
you? Well, then you
I
don't get to
don't
Then you
pick
don't get.
then.
know.
Then you don't
Now,
You
pick.
don't get to
We pick.
pick. No,
this
Can I
is
tell you
sorry.
why
something?
this is how I found China, because he was having a conversation with another young lady and he was saying about the marriage thing. And I
What
said
was
to
I
him,
saying?
you said about how the reason why she doesn't like marriage or think marriages are good, I'm just like, you don't think marriages are good is because no one will ever marry her. And I
No.
thought
What?
that was
What? Actually, okay.
a
So
big,
let me tell you what happened. She said marriage is just a piece of paper, yeah. And I
yeah,
said
I
to
saw
her,
that.
"What do you mean marriage is a piece of paper?" She said, "What changes after you get married?" And I said to her, like, there's people that are gonna watch this year that are married that are gonna be like, you're disrespecting marriage, yeah, and they're gonna look at you and say, "Wow, you're a baby mum. What have you done?" Do you get me?
Yep.
Yeah? It's easy to say that you can get married. The marriage is a piece of paper when you can't get married, and then she's like, "How are
100%.
you gonna?" So then she got upset that I said that she couldn't get married after she just told me marriage is a piece of paper. So why would you get upset? Here's what it comes down to. She's a baby mama of 3, and if she could get married, she would. And the fact is she can't. And I'll be real with you. Marriage is, yes, okay, let me tell you why they consider marriage to be a piece of, first of all, marriage is a contract. It's not even a contract. Marriage is a covenant with God. Yeah?
Yeah,
Between two
yeah.
people come
Above
together
all.
and become one. Yes, this
Yeah.
whole thing of it is a piece of paper, it's a Western terminology, and it's infested our black, our community, or whatever you want to call it, because we start using it just a piece of paper. It has never been a piece of paper to us, but let's just do that for a second, innit? Yeah. So, so she said to me that, right. So all I was simply was defending my 3 sisters that are married and my brother, defending my parents' marriage for over 40 years. Yes, marriage. If you living with someone, if you're having premarital sex, if you've already got a child, and if you're got joint bank accounts, doing all these things, marriage stuff, then yes, nothing is going to change when you get married the next day. It's going to be the same. But that's because you're living a married life already. That's why
Yeah.
nothing's going to change. But what's supposed to happen is you were supposed to be in your home, or them be in a home, then you get married, you come together, then you have, and then now a lot of things change at this stage, but because people are living married lives already, they're trying to go and say that. So I've never once said any type of thing. I've actually defended it, because just because you can't achieve it, yeah, doesn't mean you get to shoot it down. Say that I don't want to get married. Say that I can't get married. But don't say that marriage is just a piece of paper, because if it was just a piece of paper, let me see you get one.
And also hold it real quick. Words mean things. Words mean things. Any woman that says marriage is just a piece of paper, don't marry that woman, because she's going into it in bad faith. A man is putting everything he has, half of what he's owned, half of what he's created, in the hands of a woman that sees marriage as just a piece of paper. Avoid that woman at all costs.
Go on, let me hear what you got to say. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, to say that she can't get married, I think, like, kind of, who are you to say that? Just because she's a baby mother,
She's
there is
got 3
somebody
kids.
out there.
She's
There's
got 3
somebody out
kids. She's got 3
there.
kids. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
This, no,
Prove.
no,
She needs to prove. Listen. Get married then. You got 3 kids, and you get married. Let
maybe
me see.
she hasn't found the right person.
So hold on a second. So what? You found the right person to lay down with, have
Maybe
sex
3
he
with.
thought that.
Wait,
kids.
hold on a
No,
second.
no.
Let me
But
speak. Let me speak.
maybe
Wait,
he displayed himself. No. Maybe he
don't
displayed
overtalk
himself as
me
the
on my
right
live.
person at the
Don't
time.
overtalk me on my live.
I'm
It's
not
rude.
over
Don't.
talking you,
You
but I'm
are.
trying to
You are.
answer your
Listen.
point before you move
Listen.
on.
I'll mute you because you're overtalking me, and I'm the host. It's rude. Let me speak, and I'll let you speak. It has to work like that. If not, it can't be done. It's just loud for the people. Okay. You need to have some respect. Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. If she could get married, she would. You do not control marriage. The only thing you control is sex. Unless you're about to get down on one knee and give a man a gold Rolex and ask him to be your husband, you don't control anything. So she doesn't control anything. You lay down with a man and you allowed him to carry his 3 children to term. Now you're outside talking about, oh, that wasn't the right guy. That was the right guy because you gave him 3 kids. And for us men, we look at a woman that has now given 3 kids, and now she's gonna be like, wait, that was a mistake. That's so. I feel sorry for all these kids. I can't lie. Imagine me growing up and watching my mum on a podcast talking about, oh, you know what, he wasn't the right guy. I think it's quite disrespectful. Honestly, carry on.
But let's say that she was in a situation, not saying this is it, but a lot of women are in this situation where they're falling for this guy with the prospect of their being married. They have all the children before the marriage, assuming this is it, and then he's does domestic violence or he starts taking drugs and or start living a different lifestyle from when she met. What about in those circumstances? Is she not allowed to leave? Is she supposed to stay for the sake of the
She
fact
can
that we got
leave.
3 kids?
Okay, in these circumstances, first of all, I'm going to say marry before you carry. So if you don't want to be
But do
known as
we
a,
really live in that world though?
yes, we
Do we
do
do
live
that
in
in
that. Yes, we
society?
do. We
Yeah.
do.
The
We live in
majority
that
of the
world.
world still does
You
that.
don't live in that world, but we live
In
in
this
that world.
country,
And the people that choose not to marry before they carry always say, do we not live in that world? But guess what? I live in that world. He
I
lives
do
in that
too.
world. The guy I had on the
No
previous
children.
no
Zero.
children. So we live in that world. You just don't. And the guys you date with don't live in that world, but lots of men do. And what's happened is you have been priced out of these men. I'm not saying you what, but I'm talking about the women that don't prescribe to what we do. They're priced out of all these men. And guess what? We got our shit together, and we're not gonna deal with baby mamas and this because we're like it's
We
too
don't have
chaotic.
to.
It's chaotic. It's messy. And whenever we try to speak to advise, all we ever hear is, "Oh, But if your lives were so perfect, you guys would not be back outside looking for dates in your 30s or 40s with kids." It lets me know that you made bad
Who didn't
decisions.
date anybody? That's the assumption that a lot
Okay?
of these single women who are over 30 are looking to date. Some of these women are about living their best lives, making their money, traveling, and enjoying their lives
And
with
sleeping
no
with men on
reason
holiday. And
that.
sleeping, yes, we know. I've spoken about it already. So when you talk about living your best life, making money is nothing. Women speak about money like it changes your
Money
life.
is
Oh,
everything because money makes the world go round.
whoa,
You
whoa, whoa,
can't.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Money
Let me.
is everything.
You're speaking, and this is how the OnlyFans girls speak. They speak like money is anything.
I got a
No,
good job, baby.
no, because
Don't.
money is nothing. No, because women speak about money, but us men we make money all the time. So when you lead with money, it's very
So do
masculine.
women.
No, but what is money like? It's like when you talk about best life, we've been doing this the whole time. So if you make six figures, so what? So what? This is how
But
women
you're
talk.
allowed, that six figure can allow you to live the life that you'd
What
like.
life?
But
What does your
The
life look
traveling,
like?
if you want
What
to travel, if you want to build
what
a house back
yeah,
home, those
but what
sort
does
of life.
but what
Those
is
sort of
that?
life.
What
So you're
but
able to take time off
you're
work,
gonna
not work like a dog.
live.
Do you know what I
no,
mean?
but
Those
what I
kind
keep
of life.
what you
So that
keep
when you get
talking is very
older,
masculine because when you give a woman money, she uses it as a tool to show why she doesn't need a man. When you give a man money, he uses it to build a community. So this is the thing. Hey, Doug, what's that saying? Wait, hold on a
When
second.
I got it. This is my saying. I came up with this. When men win, everyone wins. When women win, they win for themselves. That's
there
the
we
bottom
go.
line.
There
You.
That's
we
the bottom
go.
line.
All you're spoken about
100%.
is you. Everything you keep saying is not
Yep.
about. All you're spoken about is.
My job is for the society. That's
We're
my
not,
that's my
no,
my job
don't
is
speak
for
about
the
your personal.
society.
Listen. Don't speak about your personal job here because obviously you said you don't speak about it, so
No,
that's
no.
fine.
I'm just saying that is my contribution to society. What I
No,
do for a
but
living.
that's not to your community. This is the thing. We always speak about this, and this is why we say us men. We actually care about the community. You guys care about getting the bag and showing everybody I got the bag. I'm gonna
No,
travel. No, because everything you're speaking about it doesn't benefit no one else but you. And this is what we speak. And this is
100%.
what
like
I
everything.
do.
Yeah, you're
Let
talking
me.
about living my best life. Yeah, you're talking about
Yeah.
not cooperating with a man, traveling the world. Like all women do this. Yeah, all you're
You're
gonna do is
putting
travel the
words in
world.
mouth. I never said don't cooperate with a man. I'm saying that a lot of
Yeah,
these women,
yeah.
like I said, I was talking to Doug earlier on the chat, and I was saying to him, a lot of women who have been hurt have decided that is not what they need in their lives. They don't need to be trying to do that again and be hurt. And Doug was saying
Cry
something.
me a river.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
cry
Everyone's
for a
been
river.
hurt.
But
everyone's been
No
hurt.
excuses.
everyone's been
Everyone's
hurt.
been hurt.
You're correct. Every human being has been hurt in a
Get
relationship.
therapy. Move past it.
No, but what my point is, in order to do that, in order to move on from it, you have to heal yourself. You have to do what is right for you. You
Yeah,
have to get
cool.
But
yourself mentally
how is
stable
living
in
your
order
best
to
life,
move on.
going on
Yeah,
holidays,
there's
buying
speaking with
houses
men
and
on
stuff?
holiday.
How's that healing yourself? Because
It is healing
hold
yourself.
this
It's doing
real
things
quick,
that
real
you
quick.
enjoy. That's a
And
form of
healing
self-love.
yourself for what? Because it sounds to me like you're saying they should heal
Learn,
themselves to be able to get back out there and try
learn to be
again
by
with another
yourself.
man. But nothing
Doug,
you've said would lead them to that would lead them
Doug,
to that goal.
Doug, if you learn to love yourself, like a
Oh,
lot of women are doing nowadays, everyone knows about the self-love. If you learn to love yourself,
Healing, trauma, self-love,
I'll
blah
be honest
blah
with
blah
you.
blah
I'll be
blah.
honest with you.
men or women. I'm not just
Uh,
talking about women in that sense.
this is why
But
you women. This is why you women won't be because it's just buzzwords, trauma, like self healing. You see all
it's
of this
not
stuff.
buzzwords. It's
I'll be
actually, you
honest.
can't say that. I'm speaking from
No.
a woman's perspective.
Uh,
So just because I can't say to you as a man, you should date baby mothers because you don't have your worries. I can't say that to you. I'm not a man.
listen. I'm the man. I'm telling you something. And part of the
Yeah,
problem is
and I listen to it. And I
no, you're
listen to
not. Because if you was
it.
listening, you wouldn't be telling me it was buzzwords. We both just told you.
I'm not telling you buzzwords.
I speak to a lot more women than you do. Trust me.
How do you
Trust
know
me
that?
on.
You know, okay,
How do you know that?
okay,
Come
China.
on,
This
come
is
on, come on, man. Come
this
on,
is
man.
new. I
Come
want
on, man. Come
I
on,
want you
man.
to I want you to think about this. The two saddest things I've ever seen. One, I hear a lot of men who are MGTOW. you know, I like MGTOW. I think that men should go their MGTOW is men go their own way.
Oh, okay.
I think that men should go their own way, because you could argue that feminism has been WGTOW, women going their own way for the past 40, 50 years. But so I've met guys who are like, oh yeah, F women are terrible, blah blah blah. But the thing about, if you're a good man, good heart, good soul, you will meet a woman who will
Yes.
want you to be that guy in her
Okay.
life. And I've met guys who didn't do the work. So when that woman comes into their life and they're not in the position to protect and provide, it crushes them, because that woman will stay for like 8 months, 9 months, but she'll be like, I need to have a family, and you're not it, and she'll dip out. On the opposite, the saddest thing with a woman, because there's what's called copium. Copium is a social infrastructure that women have created to kick major life decisions down the road. I.e., I hear a lot of women in their 20s. I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. They're cutting off the second part. I don't want to get married until I get my master's degree. I don't want to get married until I bought a house. I don't want to get married until I've been to Turks and Caicos and Spain and all these things. But the problem is, once you've done all that, that copium goes away. Okay, so everything you're saying about living your best life, what happens when women have done that already? And that leads to the saddest thing I've seen. Women who have checked everything off their list. Now they want to have children, and they're 41, 43, and they can't have kids. Have you met a woman who waited too long and couldn't have kids? It's the saddest thing you've ever seen in your entire life. Ladies, don't take that risk.
Never.
Partner with the man when you're young. Mother Nature gives you your gifts and your superpowers of being a woman. Father Time takes it away. I don't understand how we have, once again, a social infrastructure of copium.
Look, I'll just be honest. Women always lose. And the end of this thing, women lose because there's no living your best life at 60 years old. Yeah,
100%.
Oh yeah, I saw that comment.
No, but there is none, because I've done a whole show on this. Yeah, you get me
My
about the women. I did a whole show on this and about the bum boys and the women that are going out and paying money to go overseas, to Gabon, to DR, paying for young men to blow their back out. They spending all that, and that's what it looks like at 60. It's sad. There's no lit 60-year-old women. There's none whatsoever. Name me a lit 6-year-old. Name me one famous lit 6-year-old woman right now.
Angela Bassett. But
Come
she's
on.
married.
Hold on a second.
Oh.
When was the last time anyone posted Angela Bassett or spoke about her? Please tell me that. Please tell me.
Isn't it? I don't know. I've seen her.
Okay, because no one does. Because if we're gonna speak about this, we need to. No one does. No one does. Yeah, they'll speak about J-Lo before they speak about Angela Bassett.
Oh yeah,
no one
she's like in her 50s as well, isn't she?
I said
J-Lo's in her
60s. Huh?
I don't know. I'm saying J-Lo's in her 50s.
Yeah, and okay, let's use J-Lo as an example.
Women are taking time to heal themselves so that they can find the right.
You keep moving the conversation. So every time you move the conversation, I want to speak about what you speak about. So you keep moving. So let 6-year-olds give me one. You can't give me one.
I gave you Angela Bassett, but that's not good enough.
No. But no one is speaking about. Angela Bassett. No one is speaking about Angela. So she's not lit. Lit is current. Lit is they still speaking about. Lit is things still going on. Let me give you one. Al Pacino just had a child. Yeah. Al Pacino's had a child. They're still speaking about Al Pacino.
Okay. Robert De Niro did too.
I was about to give you another one. Robert De Niro.
Okay.
George Lucas, the creator of Star Wars.
Yeah, he had one like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, okay. I can keep Mick Jagger. I can keep going. And these are men in their 70s, 80s that are having children, right? They could have picked Madonna in the 60s, but they picked women in their 20s and 30s. Why didn't they pick Madonna?
Madonna's a whole mess. That's why.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying, why didn't they pick Angela Bassett? She looks good. Why did
she's married already? She's married already.
What I'm trying to say to you, you pick someone that was married. I'm talking about single people, yeah. So. Okay. Because you want to be lit in your 60s, traveling the world, apparently thinking that, because I don't know lit 60-year woman that anyone's, and the only people that do are younger men, and you have to pay these men. You have to pay these men, and this is what tends to happen. See, when an older man gets with a younger woman, they can still get kids. They can still get kids, and it's been happening forever. It's been happening forever. And you women,
I'm listening to your point of view, but you're not hearing what I am saying to you.
I'm
I'm saying
listening,
that
but you haven't told
women
me you're a
nowadays,
6-year-old. I gave you 3
women
men
now,
in the
can I
70s
speak?
and 80s.
Can I speak?
Yeah, you
Women
can, but you need to give.
nowadays, women nowadays are using their time to heal themselves before moving on to the next
You haven't.
relationship.
You
So
have no,
when,
no. What is that? You told me you could take in trips. You didn't say what does healing look
yeah,
like.
but some people taking a holiday and going to a nice luxury hotel abroad is that's self healing.
So for
It's doing
10,
something that
15
you
years though,
enjoy, something for yourself.
what
Sorry.
would you recommend on average? How long should a woman take to heal, or is this another?
It
It
depends on
depends
how
on
long
the
it
woman.
is.
There you
Like
go.
if I left a 20-year marriage or a 10-year marriage or whatever it is, and I felt like I gave that person my all and they didn't do the same back, which is the reason why I had to leave, it's not gonna take 1 year for me to heal and get over that. I spent 10 years or 20 years with this person. I invested my life with
Psychological
this person.
consensus says that
No,
you should
but
take half the time that you were in
That
a
you was with
relationship
them.
to
Exactly.
heal.
So if you was
I'll
with
be.
them for 10
But
years,
you couldn't even say it. I
I'll
have
be.
kind of a sense of a number, but you're just saying whatever, and that's
But I'll be real.
dangerous.
I'll be
no,
real.
I'm
I'll
not
be
saying
real. I'll be
whatever.
real.
Each individual woman has their own thing. Just
I'll
like
be
each
real.
individual woman will jump on the next man immediately. Some will wait, some will heal. But I'm
I'll be
saying,
real. I'll be real. If you come out of a how many year marriage and you get outside, like I'll be honest with you. I don't even my content's not really for them people there because it's kind of messed up for you anyway. Like, do you get me? Because you
oh,
chose no, because you've left a marriage for 10, 20 years and you've come outside and you think it's about to be better for you. No, you're about to understand what it is to be. You don't know what it is to be single. The last time you were single was 10, 20 years ago. You've just come outside. You're gonna discover something. So my content's not even for you. You should have stayed in your relationship. Like that's what like you was better off being in a relationship than coming outside and trying to think you're gonna get better as you get older because you're gonna get way less, especially as a single mother. Like you
And
will get way less.
I'm going to bring up one thing, because the current dating market is. It used to be that before the end of the 2000s, 60% of people met at work.
sorry, I'm
Married.
not. I'm laughing at what Winston said. Go on.
60% of people of married couples met at work, right?
Hmm.
And then most of the other ones met in college, and most of the time is when they both started their job. So most of the time, what I'm saying is, people met in their early 20s and got married, and they had that, we're going to move into our first apartment together, eating cup noodles and barely keeping the heat on, and
Yeah.
then 20 years later, they built a family, they have the big house, and they have that emotional investment. So if you and I are married, but we started from the bottom, now we're here. If we get into a big fight, we may take a couple of nights apart, but we'll think about those days when you and I had to rely on each other. Firsts are a big thing with the man. We had our first apartment together. We had our first child together. You were my first marriage. I took you to Paris for the first time. Now, in this current dating market, we are individuals that haven't created that emotional investment trying to come together. And a lot of women do these firsts without men. You don't understand how important it is for a man to be. The first time that you should buy a house, it should be with your husband. The first time that you have a kid, it should be with your husband. The first new car you should buy should be a Christmas present from your husband. It's important to men. But women are going out and doing all this first stuff anyway. If you're an older woman who already has a house, has got your back blown out at every single vacation location, what first is there to do with you? What is new to do with you?
I'll be honest with you. I'll take one
Nothing.
if I look at a girl's social media and I see Dubai, I see Miami, I see Cancun, I see all the. Why would I ever take you on holiday? Why? Because all I see is all the places that you be getting your back blown out on tropical destinations.
Some
Like, why
dude
would
paid for that trip for you. That's what happened.
why would we do that? And the thing is this, right? Women are losing. Because the reason why women are losing it, because all you women do is complain. Us men, what do we do? The man, and they'll go date out their race. They'll go travel the world. They'll go date younger. They won't even deal with you women, yeah? And all I keep hearing is women complaining. Oh, you're dating younger women. Oh, you're dating white women. Oh, men are not speaking to me anymore. All I hear is complaining. While the men them are getting on, we are actually get. I don't complain. I can date who I want. I could date a baby mama. I could date a girl in her 20s. I could do whatever I want. I don't complain. I can travel the world.
China.
Wait, Doug. But
Go ahead.
the thing is, yeah, I'm trying to say is like all I see is women complaining, telling men how to live their life and what we need to do. You guys can, if you can do your best life, go and live it. Go and live exactly
I'm
the
not
life
telling
you want
you.
to live.
That's not my stance. I'm not telling you. I'm trying to give you another perspective.
No, I'm not
speaking
saying you.
from
I'm
okay.
saying I'm generalizing. I'm not speaking about you. I'm
Okay.
generalizing. I'm saying women. I'm not speaking about you. Because I'm very vocal about my life. I'm very vocal. I had people try to tell me that, oh, you only want to date younger women because they're easy to manipulate. And you know why I find this quite funny? I find it quite funny because when you look at the Tinder swindler, you know the Tinder swindler, the story of the kind of
Yeah.
was he swindling 18-year-olds, 20-year-old? No, he was swindling grown-ass women with estates and millions of pounds and pride. Yes, he was, because guess what? Older women are desperate, just like fat chicks, baby, they're desperate. And the reason why they're desperate is because you don't have it anymore, and you know you are, and you know you are. And let me tell you why younger men date older women, because I spoke about why older men date younger women. I explained it. We still get children. There's things that we do. But younger men date older women because most of the time, first of all, they've had their kids already. So they've had their kids. They have their own place. Older women tend to, if they've got a relationship if they divorce, they're gonna have their own money. They don't deal with their baby father. They don't deal with their husband anymore. Or if they have a terminus relationship with their baby father 5 days of the week, 5 days of the week, the baby father's looking after you looking after the kid on the weekend. What do they want to do? They want to be outside. They want to enjoy, right? It's very easy. Like baby mothers know when they link a younger man, they like to spend money on him. They like to do. They know he can get other girls, so they're not going to be running him down. They're gonna show him off to their friends. Like, oh myself, I got myself a young little man, and he's gonna blow that back out. But they're never gonna respect him. They're never gonna look at him like anything, and he's never gonna really be around because you can't give him what he wants ultimately. And that's what it is. And I think when women have been gassed up by society, you think like, yes, you can live your life and do whatever you want. But it's funny to me how living the best life means you're single. For men, living our best life is when we have a family and a wife and kids, and we're providing and we're creating generational. That's living our best life for men. Well, for women, and that's why I keep saying it. When you give a woman money, she just uses it as a reason to try to emasculate, talk about, I'm going to travel the world. But all of these things do not replace a man holding you at night and saying they love you and saying, I'm going to protect you. Traveling the world will not replace that. Making 100 bags is not going to say that. Buying a G-Wagon is not going to replace that feeling. It never will. It never will. And they've sold you that dream because guess what? You can work 12 hours a day like me, 18 hours a day like me. Congratulations. Wake up at 5 in the morning like me. Congratulations. You're what? Like they've tricked you to the point of where you think waking up the same time as I am, working as hard as me, making money, and you think you've won. You've been tricked out of your family, out of your actual role to now to be competing with a man. What you should be doing is you should be in your feminine and then allowing a man to step into his role when he says, right, you know what, baby, you know what? Okay, cool. Let me pick up the slack here. Let me do some stuff here so you don't have to work so hard. But you women pride yourself on being so masculine, but I can show you so many other women that are achieving and they're educated. Like my sister's a barrister. She's fully educated. She went to private school. Everyone knows, like all of my sisters are educated, but they're all married, and all of their husbands like bosses, right? But is it because my sister's not? No, it's because when you're educated, you have the benefit of getting an educated man that's going to allow you not to work no more. But you're still educated. But you women use your education like it's a tool where, oh my God, I've got money, I've got education. So what? Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich.
If I can add to
like a degree can't.
Wait,
a degree is not going to make me food. A degree is not going to no. Get in the kitchen.
I'll add one thing to that real quick. So China's talking about all women do is complain. Now, people think that the manosphere red pill space is men complaining, but men, we are creatures of action. look, most men you see online are like, I'm never gonna get married. Yeah, you are, bro. I'm never having kids. Yeah, you are, bro. So all we're doing, the reason why women are complaining is because they're saying they're trying to figure out what's wrong. They kind of have an idea, but they're not willing to do anything about it. Become more feminine. Don't have kids out of wedlock. In the last 4 or 5 years, men have laid the groundwork as to what women have to do to get a good dude, but they don't want to do it. Whereas men, we know men are going to act. Come here, listen to the mandom's voice here, and we will inform you as to what decision is the best decision is going to be made. But men are going to act. They're going to build. They're going to get married. They're going to have children. Women are just going to sit there and complain. That's the difference.
Hello, HC.
Yo, H, what have you got to say? I'm trying to school it a little bit more.
I've got my opinions.
No, you
what are we disagreeing on here, and what points are we trying to get across?
I'll let her say.
Me?
Yeah, you had a question. Go ahead and ask it.
I guess what I first started to come on was the whole men dating baby mothers and saying that all the responsibilities will lie on them and not the father.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But like I said to China, that's just the people I know or the standards that I have. It's not even about that. Do you know what I mean? But China was saying that men, they have these thoughts of before dating a baby mother, they have these scenarios that they play and say, boy, I don't want to be a part of that, which I get. I don't say I necessarily agree, but I understand. So that's
sorry to interrupt you. And I don't think it's not like I play them. It's not like I go through a list of things.
I know. But you lay some scenarios.
Yeah, it's in our heads, and it's kind of like it's been run already. So when you deal with it, when I talk about red flags, I might see a woman, she got a kid, and I know I shouldn't take a number, but I still got to take the number. See? Now,
why are you doing that? Why are you going to marry her?
Because we love red flags. Like,
do we love red flags, or do we know it's just an easy smash?
It's not easy smash, because I'm a mum, and trust me, like you're not. Nah, I'm not even on that. So it's
what are some of your red flags?
My red flags.
Yes, yeah. Let her say hers. Let her say hers.
One time.
I said mine in the list, Doug. You didn't see it, but I said people like grown men who live at home with their mum, because I saw that to be able to take care of yourself, like you're grown, and then men who ain't got ambition, men who can't hold a conversation. Like, I'm loving this debate, and your opinion is not going to change my opinion. I just like to hear it, and it's open. So I love a man that can hold a conversation.
Can I just stop you on that? I think this is not about trying to change opinions, but I think every time you speak, I never go into any conversation and say that I'm not going to have my opinions change. You know, I don't think I ever go into something.
No, but your opinions are so opposite to the lifestyle that.
No, but you have to understand these are conversations to learn from each other. If you have 3 men on the live, wait, listen. You're still talking. You need to listen. You have 3 men on the live, and you have lots of other men in the chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And rather than you said that you have to because if not, then this conversation is wasted. This whole thing is wasted because we're supposed to be learning. There's problems here. You don't know, and we're telling you, and we're the men. You should listen to us. Just like I grew up around 3 women. I got 3 sisters and the mother, and I'm very in tune with women. I'm so in tune with women and respectable to women. I do not allow women to disrespect themselves or me by doing things or me accepting certain things. So the reason is because my sisters were not raised to be disrespectful to men, or to allow men to disrespect them, or to come with a child from another man to try to bring it to. So why would I now allow myself to go and do that? So it comes to how you were raised and how you raise your kids. Are you raising your sons and daughters to be wives and husbands for someone else's child? Or are you raising daughters to be baby mothers and sons to go out and create baby mamas? There's 2 separates. So these are very important conversations that we're having. Mm-hmm. And I think when we speak, it's very important that you take something from it, because if all you take from this is, oh, I got my opinion, that's it. I promise you this, most men are not going to speak like me. They're going to lie and cheat and give trauma because that's what you women love. You don't like truth tellers. You don't like honest men because when we give you the truth and the honesty, all you do is rebuttal and you try to tell me all the reasons why. No, not all men. I know it's not all men, but it's enough men for women to be complaining. You have to understand, we're not complaining. Who keeps complaining on my content about what I'm saying? It's women. Men are like, yes, my brother, yes, yes. Women keep coming and telling me, oh, da 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 da. Because you're not getting the results that you want. Men keep telling, I'm like, I told them, man, don't date them baby mamas. Go date a girl in the 20s. Why are you mad? If you can win, go date a man in your 20s then. Why are you mad? Because it comes down to this. You either start listening, yeah, and letting the men lead, or you carry on doing what you're doing already, and you're going to see what's going to get you. And it's not getting women. Women are just complaining. They're just complaining, and we're not complaining. We're actually winning. And every time I see a woman get upset about a black man dating outside of his race, that's you're complaining. You shouldn't be worried about what he's doing. You go, if you're winning, you wouldn't care about what he's doing. I don't care about what he's doing. You will go date your black man, or get yourself a white man if you could too. You go win too. Like, you know, why do you care if he's dating a girl in her 20s? What? Go get yourself a man in your 20s. Win too. But guess what? You can't win and you're trying to make it fair. But life is not about being fair. And you cannot force a man to pick you because what? You're his age, mate. Are you nuts? This is not how the game goes. If I see you outside and we're in an adult venue in a festival, I'm picking who looks good. If I pick two women and one happens to be younger and she says, oh my God, you should pick me because you're older, I'm going to tell her to put her old ass back in the queue. So then, like, I'm going to tell you need to go, no, because
Sorry.
this is what it is.
You're funny.
No, like, you find me funny because I'm very
No,
real
I said
and
that is funny.
they're not used to this honesty. This type of honesty, they can't believe I'm saying it because men won't say that. They will just lie to you, blow your back out, come into your life, disappoint your children, and then they'll create a hole and give you more trauma. And then you're going to come outside here, and when you meet the next guy, you're going to be like, oh, I don't trust men. You need men like me.
He said a good point earlier before he jumped off. He said that he wouldn't meet a woman's child. And I think that's most mothers wouldn't introduce no fling or anything like that to a man that they're not serious about.
You know what? I don't know.
Can I ask a question about that?
I don't know when the last time you was outside, but you seem to have quite I like to call this a Disney look on things. Because
no, I think you don't have a Disney look. I don't.
I
think
don't. No, I don't.
You
No.
say that.
Let me
I
tell
don't
you
have a
something.
Disney. I recognize real
I know
life.
about baby mamas because you just tried to tell me that I'm a man that has had multiple baby mamas try to introduce me to their damn kids, and you're gonna try to tell me
I'm
that
saying a good mother wouldn't. Them girls you're dealing with, I don't know what they're on, but people I know.
I'm not differentiating between a good mother versus a bad mother. I'm just talking about mothers. You're
But
doing
you
that thing
can't
again.
talk about mothers without seeing in
No,
between.
I haven't. What? I haven't said she's a bad mother. She's not a bad mother because she wants a man to be there for her and her child. That doesn't make her a bad mother. That just makes her a woman that wants love.
That you ain't serious about to your children is a bad mother's behavior.
She's serious about me. I'm not serious about her. It does not make her a bad mother for wanting love.
Well, until you clarify the seriousness, then you shouldn't be saying
no. Because what?
Where's he gone?
Because you're trying to demonize women, yeah, for trying to find love.
You cut off. Say what you said.
Yeah, it cut off for a second.
I said you're trying to demonize women for trying to find love,
I'm demonizing women for trying to find love. It's not healthy for you to introduce any man that is not serious about your child.
Most women. How much does childcare cost? How much does childcare cost a week? How much does childcare cost a week? Most women are dealing with it. Wait, so you don't know? So childcare costs around between minimum for the cheapest place, which is dead, probably about £250-300 a week just for childcare. It's not easy for women to go out. In reality, this is what I try to tell the man. Then when they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't want no one around my kids." Let me tell you what's gonna happen, big man. You leave your baby mother, yeah. You leave your baby mother by herself. She's gonna go outside on the weekend, yeah. While you've got the youth, she's gonna come and meet the man. Then, yeah, we're gonna be popping bottles, gonna juice. She's got 2 days, a day and a half to live her best life. What's she gonna do? She's gonna be taking balloons. She's gonna be taking coke, sucking dick, blowing weed, and she's gonna get her back blown. Let me tell you something.
It's true.
Yeah?
It's true.
Hold on a second. Man is gonna go to the home. Man is gonna go to the same yard, yeah. The same yard. Sometimes, yeah. Man's gonna go back to the yard, yeah. and then your kid's gonna be next door because she can't get no babysitters. No one can look after you. Man's gonna be blowing out the back. What's gonna happen? The kid's gonna wake up. Yeah, the kid's gonna walk into the room. Gonna look at mummy. Mummy's gonna, it's gonna go and get the dummy, the pacifier. She's gonna suck it, put it in the kid's mouth, put him in the bed, and it's gonna come back and suck my. Oh my God, God forbid. This is why, man, and you're there. You don't know nothing about being a single mother, being outside, and being a woman that knows. Like, come on, like, allow it, man. And my job with the Mandem's voice is to tell Mandem, if you leave your baby mother outside, you have just left her out to the wolves. And they don't like it. They don't like it, but it is true because every man has done it. Every man has done it.
I would love a baby father to come on and hear his opinion. I'd love to hear that.
I have a question.
You guys have also
Just real quick.
Children, so it'd be nice to get the baby father's perspective.
Because
one of your followers said something about coming into the conversation and not being open to change. You don't have to be open to every conversation to change. You can bring an understanding. It doesn't mean you change. Because I'm only based in my opinions on my experiences and my surroundings, which is the same thing that goes for you guys. You're only basing it on your experience and your surroundings.
No, I'm not. That's anecdotal. No, that's not. I give you my experience because when I give
you
you generalization, because when we give you other stuff, so I've given you other men's experience. You have multiple men here. You don't listen.
And it brings an understanding. It brings me an understanding.
Listen. The whole reason I'm here, I said to you, I'll probably speak to more women than you do. You try to do that thing. I'm like, unless you're a podcaster, unless you're doing the work I'm doing, please don't do that because you don't speak to
what work I do.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. So you can't just how many women I speak to. So you speak to more women than I do and more men, and you still get.
I'm not saying I do, but you don't know that. You're just.
You either do or you don't.
Why are you agitated? I'm not having a conversation.
You know why I get agitated? Because men don't like to do this. You're a grown woman, and I want a simple yes or no answer. You're playing games. You either speak.
No, please don't shout at me. Because if you shout at me, I'm going to leave this live. Have a conversation with me.
Can I have my voice. If you want to leave, you can leave. Like,
yeah, that's fine.
If you want to leave, you can leave. It's up to you. We'll make the live already. It's just not like because all it does is just show that a woman came in, she couldn't handle it, and then she left. Like,
no. I'm not going to sit here and I'm telling you that your tone that you're using with me, I find you're not
going to tone police me on my live. You're not going to tone police me on my live. Get off the live.
You're not going
to tone police me on my live.
I'm not going to police on your life, but I have the right to say how.
You're not going to tone police me on my live. Modern women, you're a grown-ass woman looking like you're in your 60s. You're not going to tone police me on my life.
Oh my God.
You're not going to do that. Yeah? You're not going to do that. You're probably about size 14 to 16 and you think you're going to tone police me on my life. How dare you? Don't do that ever again. Don't do that. I gave you the floor. You continue to overtalk and show disrespect. Yes? And this is what men don't want to do. No man is going to want to deal with you. Like, your energy is completely wrong, and you gave me a beautiful example. Thank you for the clip. Thank you very much. I think that was I feel that's my first Kevin Samuels moment. I'm really coming up now because I don't understand what that is. A very easy conversation we can have. You choose not to do it, and this is modern women, and you're a grown woman with kids and grandkids.
What she tried to do there was discredit your argument because she knew where you were going, right?
Yeah.
So you said I talk to more women than you. And it was going to go on to make a point. She's like, well, you don't know that. You go, okay. So she goes, you don't know what I do. I said, well, what do you do? Do you talk to more women than me? No, I don't. So what was the point in bringing it up in the first place?
And then the whole it depends, gang, case by case basis, guys. It was just going to go around and around. I was going to ask her, maybe you guys can, I was going to ask her, like, why do women think that they're holding some kind of power over a man by, he's not going to be able to meet my kids? Like, women talk like that's some kind of milestone that men want to meet somehow. I'm already blowing your back out. What?
Like you say, why do they think that we would want to meet their kids? So in the example that I was going to give,
they hang it over your head like, oh, meet my kids, jump for it. What the heck?
In my experience, I don't think they even had the opportunity. So the scenarios that I had, I went out of my way to avoid. Of course, they wanted you to meet their kids, so they could try and use that, to try and like reel you in, and then all of a sudden you're there paying for stuff and doing this, taking on their kid as your kid, where even though it's not your kid and you can't discipline them and all the rest of it, So I would not meet their kid because I was never letting it get that far.
I want to say one thing about this whole tone thing. I'm gonna say this on a bunch of other lives too, but I've been supporting China since day one because China, he realizes that this is Mandem's lives out here. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here. That's why I tell people China is the realest on these streets because he realizes what's at stake here. To love something, you have to hate the bad parts about it enough to want to do something about it, and that's where the passion comes from. I get passionate just like China does because I told you I would mentor young men. I get to see the struggles of these men. I know what's at stake. So I get passionate because it is real out here. And I can't stand when someone tries to say, well, no, I'm not getting upset, but there's a disconnect because most people, they don't understand what's at stake or why you're doing the work that you're doing. So that's why they get the whole tone thing. And all the tone thing is doing is trying to discredit you, derail the conversation. It's textbook sign language, shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right.
Yeah, like and you know what? And it's this thing where, like, someone said, look, for the moment you said, I'm not trying to have my opinion changed, you're gonna boot it out because why are you here? Like, what are you here for? To just be like, like, you have multiple men in here, plus in the chat, speaking to you and telling you what you're doing or what men want or what men don't want, and each time you want to tell us, so why are you here, big grown woman? Why are you here? Go live your best life. Like, go live your best life in your 60s. Go live your best life. Like, why are you here? We don't need, like, this is a place for men them that are, no, why are you here? Go live your best life in your 60s. This is what I don't understand. Women keep coming over to men's spaces trying to tell us about how we're living. We're not telling you, I'm not up in the women's spaces telling you guys what to do. Go live your best life in the women's spaces. But you come to the men's spaces, the men are happy, the men are doing whatever they want to do, and then you want to come and start telling us, trying to move our furniture around.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I think part of it is because it goes to what we spoke at the beginning, which is that they're not used to hearing men say what they want and be unapologetic about it. You know, they're not used to men being direct and saying, look, these are our expectations. This is the way we see the world. And normally, if a guy even tries to, the whole framework that we live in is there to kind of shout them down and tell them how wrong they are and use sign language against men to basically put them back in their box. So, you know, when you get somebody like you who's unapologetic, they don't really know how to take it, do they?
Yeah, and I think, I definitely.
I appreciate her coming up, though, you know, but it's just, come on, man.
I was enjoying the conversation until she derailed it. And I was like, whoa, how did it go? It was a cool conversation, and then she derailed it. And the thing about when you deal with modern women, this is how it goes. It always goes the same thing, yeah? Especially, like, girl, do you know how much people want to sit down with me on podcasts? They see me, they're like, oh, sit China down with me. When I sit down with China, they do that because they looking at what's been said. They're like, I would have said this, I would have said that. They don't understand that when you sit down with me, it's not the same conversation. It's a whole new conversation. And guess what? I am so quick on my, like, this is stand up for me. You will not be as quick as me. And if you want to, but they'll look at it and you need to stop doing this, guys. Like, you need to stop looking at this like this is some battle, like, you know, start listening to what we're saying. Because if you're not listening and you're just thinking that you're going to come on board, it's going to end badly for you every single time. And it's going to embarrass you, and we're going to make you into clips, and we're going to repost you, and then you're going to want to come off social media. And this is what happened. And it's happened to so many different people. Like, you know, that come against man because they see me doing my thing. And people have to understand, like, I did not want to be a podcaster. Shout out to my boy underneath. He knows the story that we're on. This was not. I've always spoken like this. This is not an act. This is not me trying to be something. This is turn the cameras off on the same guy. Put the cameras on the same guy. A lot of people are trying to be something, or they try, and this is why I'm different. And I've gone and done things and exposed myself in a way that we're going all the way with this. There's no plan B for this. This is our plan A, and plan A is me. Like, there's no one like me in this space, because if there was, you would have discovered it. And this is why people gravitate to me. And the same people that told me you can't say what you're saying is the same reason why I'm doing well. Do you understand? Because no one has integrity anymore. No one has any morals. No one cares about their upbringing. No one cares if they went to Roman Catholic school and they believe in the Bible and they were no. All of that has been like no. Society says no. I'm like F that. I'm part of the old rules. And if you're gonna same way I was outside and I was like you're not gonna jab me up, bro. Like I'm outside. Like I don't whatever society does, I will not conform and bend. I will always go through the way I was up, the way my African upbringing and how I was my upbringing. It's not gonna bend, innit? And I think in a time where lots of men are very shaky because they want to get the bag. I get it. Everybody wants to get the bag. Nobody wants to have to do jobs they don't want to do. Everybody wants to be whatever. They're willing to conform. But when you don't conform, you're not gonna get certain bags. You're not gonna get certain opportunities. But guess what? You're going to be able to build something where you're not going to have to get bags of people. You're not going to have to beg people's opportunities. We'll build it ourselves, and you're going to build a community and an army of people that believe in what you're doing, and then we'll get it to there. And that's why even when I got the super chats today, shout out to everyone that hit me with the super chats today. That's me on my journey saying, yo, like, you know, Doug was telling me, Chai, you need to be doing this every day because if you do this, I promise you, by next, trust me, you won't need to. And he's right because the things be happening, but we just got to just, you know, so if I put myself out there and I expose myself and I go create the content and I sit down in these toxic rooms with these people, these energies, and man, all I need for you guys is just to support me. It doesn't cost a lot, man. Hit the super chat, the cash app, join the membership, like, you know, spread the content, share it, like do whatever. But as long as we continue doing what we're doing, this conversation will keep spreading. Like, you know what I mean? And it's quite important. So I appreciate everyone that's in the live today. We've got way more people than we did last night. The conversation's been way better than it was yesterday. And yeah, man, I feel like there's something, like, you know, like, and I know we say we always think and not I feel, but I genuinely feel something is happening. You know what I mean? I genuinely feel it. Like it's magic is happening right now. So yeah, man, the man's voice, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Just addressing what Antoinette said here. She just said, basically insinuating that you didn't want to have a real debate. But I don't understand how you can have a real debate when you're kind of just trying to be slippery and kind of derail a point that someone's making. Like, let someone make their point, and if you feel that it's not an accurate point, then you can put forward your argument. That's what a debate is. But, you know, slipping and sliding and going, oh, you know, you don't speak to more people, or maybe you do, maybe you don't. You're just trying
It
to derail the guy's
depends.
point.
It's case by case.
I didn't mute you. I took you out of the chat because I gave you an opportunity.
Childish.
Then you started trying to tone police me on my. It's very rude. What gives you the right to think you can come on my platform and tone police me? Like, it's rude. It's rude. Tell me, like, and whenever women do that, it's because you're not used to a masculine man and you can't handle it. So you want to start saying that, or I'm raising my voice. No, you will go because this is. If you've watched my content, you should know I don't take that. So why would I have you come here when you like? No, the conversation was good. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. This is not a dictatorship. But what it won't be disrespectful. No, you can't do that. Like that's.
It's funny how they're so strong, independent, but they can't handle a little raised voice. No swearing, no insults,
no
nothing. But they can't handle a little direct talking.
And
you know what I mean?
the thing about it is China articulates the grim reality better than almost anyone I've heard. All it is it's real. It's real, and it's coming for you, ladies. It's coming for you, unless you make different decisions.
Let me read this out, Antoinette. And this is the problem, right? And Antoinette, you're doing what... I've done this so many times. So what happens, right? I give you the platform, I give you the stage, I'm respectful to you, I let you get your opinions off, right? Then I challenge you with a few things, I say a few things, then I'll say something you necessarily won't like. Then you become disrespectful. I'll tell you you're being disrespectful and I'll tell you to stop. You won't choose to stop, so then I will get rid of you. Then when I do, you do things like this. You do not want to hear another perspective. That's fine. But I thought you was open to an actual debate, but you only want to go viral. I hope you have the life you wish for. Now, laughing out loud. Now, first of all, if I wanted to go viral, I go viral every day. I don't need you to go viral. I go viral based upon just the things that I say. I don't need you to go viral, in actual fact, right? And if I actually really wanted to go viral, I'd probably let you carry on speaking so I could have cooked you some more. But because I protect my energy and my space and the people allowed to consume my space, I will remove you from it if I feel like you're being disrespectful. Now, even in the language that you've used, I hope you have the life you wish for with the laughing out loud. You're a lot older than me. That's passive aggressive. You're a lot older than me with kids now. If I started saying certain things to you, you wouldn't like it. And what you're doing is, this is sign language, shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. You have done all of it in literally in that sentence right there. And this is an educational lesson. This is not just for the people in the chat. This is for the people that are going to watch this when it goes on YouTube straight after this, and the views go up. You are representative of modern women, and even worse, you are matriarch because you're slightly older with grandkids. So you are the head of a family. And what are you going to teach the young women in your family? You're going to teach them to do exactly how you do now. You have no respect for black men. You have no respect for younger black men that are trying to create spaces where people can speak and have discourse and debates and all types of stuff. I sit down on panels with all different types of people, have debates. Some get heated, some don't not, but I always allow people to speak, always respectfully, because I'm here to do the work. You said you wasn't here to have your opinions changed. My ear is always open to have my opinion change or something. Doesn't mean it will happen, but I never go into something closed-minded, because since I came on this journey, I've learned a lot. And in actual fact, I continuously change. I tweak some of my thinking, my ideas, because I get new information. I listen to new people. I listen to more men. When I came in here, I was very heavy. Listen, I can be changed because I don't know it all. So you represent, Antoinette, just modern women. You really do. And you're an older generation, which makes it even worse. So what is the hope for the younger women when these are the women that are guiding them? I always say, who is guiding, who is teaching these young women? And these are the people. So please, like, this is I can't lie, this is a good life. I can't even lie. I'm being honest. Like, I didn't know it was gonna go that way. You just did what a lot of women do, but I don't hate on it. It actually just makes me think that it's built in them. Like Doug, I'm starting to believe that it's just built in them. They cannot help but do it.
Well, it is built into them to the point where they've been indoctrinated since a young age into this mindset, and it's consistently reinforced. They can never be wrong. They can never be wrong. No accountability. And even if the truth is staring them right in the face, they'll move the goalpost, they'll gaslight. Sometimes they'll get personal, they'll get nasty. They'll flat out lie sometimes, misrepresent the truth. To the point where you're right. It is pretty much built in, you know?
Yeah, and I think, so it's just, I always say it's synonymous with what's going on now, and a lot of people don't, and this is why I say, guys, men, just lie, men, keep lying, just keep lying and cheating, and just keep doing it, because they want this, they love it, they need it, they don't want this. This is why I said I break the bro code every day by telling these women stuff, but it doesn't matter, man, then, because they're not gonna listen. So I could tell them every single day, you're still gonna benefit. So don't listen. So don't worry about what I say, man. It does not affect the man. That's why I always say it doesn't affect the man, because they'll be like, oh, not all men. And she spent the whole time trying to tell us, oh no, not all men. All right, cool, no worries.
Not all men. What was she saying? I missed some of it.
Whenever we say anything, it always comes down to,
it's not all women.
Remember, I was like, you don't speak to as many people. I'm like, okay, cool. Because how can I tell you that I know a lot more? Because and it comes down to that thing. And whenever someone wants to do that, say, okay, you're right. Congratulations.
It's amazing how they can totally delude themselves. It almost becomes a point of psychosis. How can you pretend as a woman?
Psychosis.
Where they don't, how can you pretend you don't understand that if a man has a choice between a woman with a child, someone else's kids, and a woman who's childless, we're not going to have a blatant preference for the woman that's got no kids?
Bro, the cap is, it's like, yeah, bro, the delusion.
It's the I call it copium. Copium is a social infrastructure that women have put in place to be able to deny the fact that that the decisions are leading them down the wrong path, or they can kick major life decisions down the road. That's why that 35 hits them so hard. They spent their whole 20s, early 30s, like she said, living their best life, holidays, getting their backs blown out. Then all of a sudden, I'm 35, I'm 40. And then comes the shaming language. You guys need to date women my age. I may have had a couple of kids, but you should date me. But it's just they breathe in all that copium, all those lies from the men and the women, all the cope, but the they're gonna have to pay the toll someday. The bill's gonna have to come due.
No, 100%.
Every single time.
And it gets them hard. We've seen it, Chai, with certain, you know what I mean, people here and there where when it hits hard, you know, and it is pure cope. And the thing is, they'll tell themselves all sorts of different things. You know, I don't need a family to be happy. Oh, who says a woman needs to get married and have children to be happy? You know, and all these different things. I love myself, and I know.
HC, what did I say earlier? It's the responsibility of the man. There's, remember, a little T chart. Your problem, not your problem. All this stuff we're talking about, guys, not your problem. Yeah. And they're going to try to move it from here, not your problem, to make it your problem. Yeah. Don't let them do it. You need to make sure it's not your problem, guys. None of this is your problem.
No, because if the shoe's on the other foot, when do they care about men's problems? That's the other thing we have to we were telling men. They don't care about our problems. But when they got problems, all of a sudden they want a little help and they want us to feel sorry for them and they want some attention and they need someone to help them out, and you know.
And the biggest cope of the stream was that I'm not looking for a father for my kids. Like, that's cope, because any guy you're gonna get serious with, well, even if we live in the same house, he's not. That's all cope, guys. It's called cognitive dissonance. The disconnect.
And in some cases, it's lies because they actually know they're lying. They know they're lying. They know the moment they could get you to a position where they don't want a guy to help pay for their child and help look after their child and help guide and lead their children and protect their children if someone breaks into the house, or someone tries to attack their children. Let's say you're walking with your blended family and someone goes to attack the family. You're gonna be like, oh, I'm protecting you and my child, but the one that's not mine will call his dad to come down and help out. Like, you know, it's just disingenuous. And you gotta remember, women from a young age, from when they're girls, they learn to be disingenuous. They learn to lie. By the time a girl gets to
it's a survival technique.
Of course,
when you can't defend yourself physically, you have to develop other weapons.
Yeah. They learn the art of manipulation from actually a very, very young age. You know, so yeah, women, it's like a second nature to be disingenuous, to lie. I mean, you know, you could be talking to a girl and listen to how they talk to each other. Yeah, a girl will post a picture up on her social media looking terrible, and her friends will lie to her and tell her she looks good. Flat out lie.
Well, they will flat out lie.
They're the worst friends to each other.
That's why you can't trust a girl when she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring a friend, listen, it's gonna be a dead thing. Nowadays you can check with social media, but back in the day, when a girl say my friend's pretty, bro, if you actually bring a pretty friend, you know she bust you, innit?
Yeah, exactly. But more time they don't want to do that anyway. More time they don't want to do that. They keep the good-looking friend at home so they can be the prettiest one.
100%. Women are messed up like that, man.
They can't handle competition.
No, they hate that.
We get taught to handle that from an early age.
Yeah, bro. Man, them are shining. We want to be around other bodies that shining. You see all the men that have all their rollies out to get me doing a picture of pouring champagne. Women ain't trying to do that with bare baddies and that. They're like, nah.
But one of the lessons that we kind of get from this is actually life is much harder for us, especially at the beginning, but it makes us better. Those who it's actually a good thing. It's actually a positive thing. Obviously, it can be negative, and there are lots of struggles that men face. And it's one of the reasons why having a brotherhood, having a man name's voice, having spaces where we can talk to each other and help each other and mentor and coach each other is so important. Because once we know how to navigate this, and once we know to learn the lessons as early as possible and take appropriate action, the fact that life is harder for us actually in the long run can make things so much better for us. Because now, and just talking about what you were saying in terms of, you know, them complaining about men dating women that are younger. Well, that's a man exercising the benefits that he's earned, because not every man can date. Not every 30 or 40-year-old man can date a woman that's 10 years younger or 50. If he can do that, he's earned it. Trust me.
Yeah.
Right. You know, and which is completely different to women who maybe are in their 20s that are able to have a whole choice of men when really they didn't have to do much at all. They get a lot of enhancements. You know, it's totally acceptable for them to wigs, bloody lashes, heels, makeup, filters, you know. but it's what makes which is one of the reasons why they struggle to improve as a person, and that's why the wall hits them so hard, because they've not incentivized in any way to develop as a person.
Yeah. So guys, we've got 18 people. Guys, can we get some more? Can you hit the like? If you're watching this, guys, just hit the like button. Guys, come on, man, hit the like button. What are we playing at, man? Come on, man. Hit the like, bro.
I'm gonna have to jump off. But AC, it's good to meet you, bro. China, telling you, this is a start, and you know, I've been supporting you since day one, bro. I'm always going to. And are you? How many more times are you going live this week?
But we're going live every night, baby. We out here, baby. We go live again tomorrow. I got some more stuff to discuss. Today was a good live, man. We spoke about a lot today. Yeah, definitely, you know, we had a few hiccups in the beginning, but we got that all sorted and it's got into a good live, man. I appreciate everyone that's called. Yeah, man, this is what I need. I need people to jump on, you know, I need people to share it. Like, it's look, the numbers went up. And I know that it's gonna, you know, a lot of people are gonna get a lot from this live tomorrow. And you know, we even had a little Frank Castle moment. Bow, get out.
All right, but gentlemen, I gotta let you go. Okay.
All right, cool. No worries,
I'll be in the chat tomorrow. Have a good one.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Dog. Catch you soon. See you later. Chai, I missed the best part, man. Shit. I missed the best part.
Well, where did you go?
I just had to quickly take a call.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I missed the best part, man, because I calmed she was already there, and you know, but you know, the Frank Castle moments, boy, you know that ain't gonna be the last one.
No. And it's just when, you know what, bro? I always just think to myself, man, we really got problems, innit? I can't lie. I'll be like, I'll look at this stuff, I'll be like, what? It's all fun and games, it's all jokes, but I'll be like, man, we really got mad issues, innit? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I'll look at it and be like, we got mad problems. And it's just not, you know, like, it's not a joke.
So some of these comments are saying, yeah, we survived as a species due to our ability to adapt and change. China, imagine the kind of messed up mentality whereby humans refuse to change. Yeah, of course. I mean, look, that's just cool. In my opinion, I don't know what you think, Chai, but that's just cognitive dissonance, isn't it? At the end of the day, she didn't want to hear any different ideas, because in order to hear different ideas, sometimes you have to hold yourself to account. You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I've made bad decisions. Sorry, my mentality is wrong. And I just think that a lot of women, some people are just not ready to do that and see where they've gone wrong, especially when you, as you say, you know, someone might look like they're a lot older than they are and be in a position where even if they do change, it's too late for them. You definitely don't want anything wrong then, you know.
It's facts, bro. Like,
and I also, sorry, yeah, just a couple more. Don't fall into the trap. Calling someone overweight is not an insult. Now, I do agree there's no need to spam it. Okay, fine. Yeah.
That's what it is, bro. If it's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It goes
when we got to the point now, if I'm telling the truth, that it's an insult, it's all gone mad, isn't it?
Oh, they're talking about Lizzo not being overweight and being body positivity and actually going to cost certain people their lives because they, you know, you're going to be living in an environment where you can't tell someone they're overweight. Come on, man. We need to bring back truth.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. So what? We ready for everything?
I don't know if you want to read for any more. Yeah, I think they're just debating. You know, calling that woman fat. Listen. Yeah, let me not even comment that. We're gonna talk about. Okay, let me ask you this one. What do you think about a 10-year age gap between a man and a woman? I guess we're talking about in the context of a serious relationship. What do you think of that as an age gap? Do you think it's good, bad, you indifferent? Does it depend on that?
You know I don't care about that. You know I don't care about that. Bro, like, go ask my what's the age gap between my parents? Like, this stuff is when you're 50 and she's 60, you're 60 and 70. Let me ask. No one's gonna be talking to you about no age gap, bro.
Facts.
But they do that when they're younger because it's that thing where they feel like, oh, everyone should be accessible to it. When you're 50 and 60, no one's 60, and you meet someone that's 70, no one's gonna give a damn. They're gonna be happy that you met someone. So I'm saying to you that they do this thing to try to price certain man out of the thing and try to even the game. But bro, most of the women that I meet are way younger than man. So I'm saying to you, they get 10 years gaps, like it's calm and they love it. Like, you know what I mean? What do you want me to do? You want me to, like, they didn't tell me it was going to be like this. They told me it was not going to be like this. This is what it's like. I have no problems getting women in their 20s all day long. Oh my God, you look so good for your old age. Like, but they didn't tell, they lied to us. So when I'm telling people this is how it is, they want to hate on me, and I'm telling them this is what I'm living. Like, I'm not going out there looking for no young, I'm just walking out in my life. I'm going to normal events that I always used to go to. Yes, the women might be slightly getting younger, but guess what? The old things are still there still. The older things are still there, but they got youths and some of them looking finished. And I'm like, I'm going based upon what I find attractive. And what I find attractive just tends to be younger than you.
To be younger. And the irony is, I wonder
in an adult member, I'm in adult function, you know, big man function. I'm not in, bro, I'm in grown people's thing function. So whose fault is it? What do you want to do? I don't understand, like.
Exactly. You want to take someone that you're not attracted to just to make these women happy who probably were ignoring you back in the day for older men.
Bro, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like a lot of these younger women that are chasing you now are probably going to be the same women when they get older and hit the wall. They're going to start complaining about men going for younger women.
Yeah, probably. And remember, we're not chasing none of these women though. Man, just going about normally. Like, what do you want me to do? I don't understand. I'll date an older woman 100%. She's bad and she looks good. Like, it's not my problem. But like this thing where they act like men are going out for that. No, no. I was man. I'm in Garage Nation. It's not my fault. There's hella baby mamas in Garage Nation. That is full of. Like, for example, any other festival. But bro, like, go outside this summer. All the festivals full of the baby mamas. But as much as the baby mamas are out there, there's other girls which ain't baby mamas. Now, if you're outside and you meet a woman that's older and she got kids versus a woman that's younger, she hasn't got kids, who are you going to pick? And if you tell me I have to pick the older woman, I will just put my middle fingers up to you. Like, and I will just tell you, watch me move with my young thing, and you guys listen, focus on your life, because I promise you this. Like, why you're getting upset about what a man is doing and he's been happy, you could be focused on your life. That's why God will never bless you, because you're too busy getting pressed.
But you don't know it's a consistent pattern, because it's like in an era where women have got more demands now than they ever had before, despite probably not being as good a prospects. You know, they call it hoflation now. They seem to be talking about you excluding baby mothers, or you preferring mate, or maybe opting for younger women, or women who look better who tend to be younger.
Yeah.
How is it? It's okay for them to have a whole load of standards and, you know, whatever criteria they look for, but then want to sit there and tell you that, you know, tell you shouldn't have your standards. It seems a bit of a double standard, no pun intended, right? But it seems a bit unfair that they're going to criticize you and tell you can't prefer a young woman, or you know, you're wrong for not wanting to be with someone who's already had a kid, even though you got none. But then they can have all these different demands, just like we talked about earlier on. Someone sending you £4,000 a month.
That thing of life with that, bro. It comes down to that exact same thing of life with that consequence. Like, and it's just that thing where I know about like, life with consequence. The reason why you haven't got any kids and I haven't got his kids, because we understand that the moment you have kids, it first of all, it doesn't it locks you out of certain women automatically. And you have to understand it, and you cannot be mad at that. Like, if you have a child, some women you will just not be able to access. It doesn't matter how nice you are, doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't. You will not be able to access them and their family, because they will not accept that. It just won't happen. It just, you know what I'm trying to say to you? It doesn't. And I think it's like you have to understand that. That's your criminal, man. That's your criminal record. Sorry, some of you are not gonna like that. This is your that is your previous. That is your previous. And
you shouldn't feel bad saying it, because at the end of the day, right, they have control over whether or not they have a kid out of wedlock. These are the same women that will be excluding men because of their height, because of whatever other kind of physical thing. And these are things that a man can't change. Do they complain? No, because a woman is allowed to have her preferences. She wants a man who's...
She wants a man to make 4 bags, 8 bags, because 4 bags is not enough.
Yeah. And do they listen, if that's what she prefers, that's what she prefers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can't then turn around and complain when guys are saying, okay, these are our criteria. And actually, it's a lot easier to just not be a baby mother than it is to go and make 6 figures.
Yes, let me read this out. The only time in history I could be wrong where a man married women with kids is when they were widows and they wanted to protect, provide for these women in a harsh environment. Yes, you're right. You're actually right. Traditionally, what will happen is that men would, but they would marry widowers. And I know in the Muslim religion and faith that if you marry a, a single mother, but it's not just a single mother, it's a widow. Someone forgot to add that part on. They were like, no, it's just to be widowed. Apparently, you get more faith. I don't know. It's like you get a higher place of Jannah or heaven or whatever. I can't lie. I said to my brother, I said, listen, I messed with you, Ak, but I'm gonna have to speak. And I don't. Me and Alan gonna have to speak about this. I was like, what?
Well, there's rules and there's exceptions. At the end of the day, how
Yeah.
many of these baby mothers are widows? Not many, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I remember I knew somebody. I remember I was living somewhere, I was renting, and the landlord, or the landlord basically was a guy who married a woman who basically was a widow, and it was
Yeah.
like she still, because at the end of the day, look, one of the reasons, I mean, Doug was obviously spoke very eloquently about the reasons why it's not good to be with somebody who's a single mother, but ultimately it speaks to your decision making. The chances are a woman who becomes a widow, and assuming that her man wasn't some gangbanger or something like that, it doesn't have any reflection over her decision making. Do you know what I'm saying? But if you're a woman who just gone and got your back blown out by some guy who wasn't serious about you, and you just had a child without thinking about the consequences, you are a liability as a person.
Yeah.
You make bad decisions. So yeah, look, I don't necessarily, I feel like personally, I look at, if you got a woman who's a single mother because she's a widow, not taking into account what that comment was saying about, the older days, or even what you mentioned about Islamic religion,
Yeah.
I look at that as an exception, even though it still wouldn't be my choice, my first choice. I don't judge those women the same way I judge somebody who is a single mother because of their choices. At the end of the day, if your husband died, you did everything you could. That weren't your choice. It's completely different.
No, I've always said that before as well. When I spoke about single, I'm like, guys, I've spoken about caveats to like, can you ever be a stepdad? And I tried to think about scenarios. Like, yeah, I was like, if he's dead, and they're like, what? They're like, the guy got to be dead. I was like, yeah. What do you mean? Like, and the kid's got to be young enough where I can assume the role where there's never gonna be a role where the kid's gonna think about another dad, and the woman then has to be an amazing woman. Like, I'm talking about amazing, yeah, and that's a lot to make it happen. But on that, I could probably, G-Shot, there's no man around, yeah, the youth is tiny, do you get me? And she is better than a woman without kids, to the point, you know what I mean? Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all about holding people accountable for their actions. Just switching gears a little bit, because I'm going to jump off in a bit. But I wanted to ask you a question. I wanted to talk about this from earlier. Bro, let's talk a bit about simping. Yeah. We've seen a lot of this stuff on the news, and the man named Voice. I know you got some videos probably coming out soon.
Yeah.
Talk to us about these simps, man. What's wrong with these guys, man?
Bro, part of the game is, like, my job is made so hard. First of all, I can handle women. Like, I can handle women that don't understand or want to push back on what I'm saying because it's the first time I'm saying it. I get it. They're women, right? But the one thing I can't stand, I can't. It's the simps. It is the simps. It really is. It's like, I can't stand these simps. You're like virtue signalers to me. I look at simps like this Just Stop Oil and this Extinction Rebellion guys. To me, I just think they're just pointless. They just out there So let me speak about simps, right? So we're trying to put in good work. We're trying to speak to women. We're trying to help women. And part of helping them is sometimes we have to say things they don't like. But everything that we do comes from a place of love. You have simps that all continuously lie to women, gas them up, and they will push back against the content that we put out. They will push back against it, right? And the thing about women is they love simps because simps support them in comments. They agree with them. They tell them the right things they want to say when they're speaking about men. But women never ever pick simps. They never ever pick simps. They don't respect them because they know that simps don't. like women like men that are respected by the group, regardless of what they tell you. They want a guy that's when he walks to the place, people know who he is. Like they want a boss, they want to feel like. But simps aren't that. But what they do is they do that thing where they cater to a woman's what's that thing when I say, oh, women like their attention, right? So they'll tell them all the things, no, you're the prize. They'll say, oh, body count doesn't matter. They'll say to you, oh, yeah, you know what? A stepfather's the man that stepped up. They'll say all of these things because they are all guided by the fact they want sex. Animalistic, and it comes down to saying that men and women can't be friends. Yeah. So all of these simps, beta male orbiters, they all do it in the mind that they would hope that the simping would lead to some type of sex. It's all it is, right? Yeah. They simping comments. You know what I mean? They simp in the world. Like sometimes these guys will even try to beef you over these girls, thinking that it's going to get them a brownie point to come and defend them, right? Women talk about incels. They talk about incels. Incels is a slash term for involuntary celibate. Now, incels, they try to say these are the guys that have been priced out of the sexual marketplace. They cannot get sex. And to be honest with you, a lot of men are incels because most men haven't had sex between 6 months to a year. And whenever you say that to a woman, they find it hard to believe. They'll be like, oh, no. And the reason they find it hard to believe because they can't go 6 months to a year without sex. And because they can't go 6 months, they find it hard to believe you can't. But the reason you can is because you don't control sex. And most men, they are not like the top 20% of men that can just get it out. They can go outside, go have a good night. They're gonna look, you know what I mean? Sometimes they have to try it. They're gonna throw it out. So simps never get this. So this is what they play involved. And with the red pill, the manosphere of men speaking more, these guys are coming out from nowhere. And a lot of these guys now, they're starting to become YouTubers, podcasts, whatever it is.
What, like the Sims?
Yes. They'll start making content and they'll start calling out men's behavior. Blatant men's behavior. You know, just blatant things to start calling out baby fathers and to start saying...
What, like a Derek Jackson type of guy?
Like a Derek Jackson, like a Pappy Don. There's other people that are trying to come up, but I'm not going to give them no shine.
But are they grifters, though? The thing is, are they really simps? Because let's take Derek Jackson and Pappy Don. Well, Pappy Don boxing up a woman or done something, whatever. They're not really simps.
Yeah, but they're publicly
simping. They're red pill.
No, but they're publicly simping. No, but what I'm saying, like, whether or not you're real or fake, bro, the outcome's the same. They're pushing.
You're still contributing.
No, you're contributing, and also, especially if you look good, especially if you look like man them, that's worse. Because now they got one of the man them selling them the dream. They're like, yeah, this is our guy. But the guys that always do that, go check into their personal life. It's quite narcissistic. Always look at the guys that are out there preaching, and don't look at me like that because my life is legit. You know what I'm saying? Always look at the guys that are like no preachers that talk about and you go look at what they do, and the preachers doing the worst type of thing, right? Like you have to watch these guys because they pop out of nowhere, and whenever you pop out of nowhere and you start, I'm always suspicious of men that call out other men because I think to myself, what are you doing? How are you going to help the women? Because you're not helping the women. Because one of the reasons we deal the saying, oh, you can judge society will not raise higher than the standards of its women, right? Because whenever you look at a society, look at its women, and it'll tell you this, and it literally that is the society because that's who raises the kids and that's who mothers the kids, nurtures them, right? So you look at the women. So it's kind of like
they control access to sex as well. You know what I mean? So they're the reason. If you have a promiscuous society, it's because of the women, isn't it?
Because of the women, yeah. It's because of women. It's because of women. And women talk about patriarchy all the time, but patriarchy's allowed you to be. It's so crazy to me. All the things you have now is because men allow it, because they want it. So when they talk about incels before and simps, it's like they've created these things, right? Yeah, and they directly monetize off these men that will never get sex. This is how they they make their money off these men. Like, and that's what I'm trying to say to you. If we really clean, women would have no money because there's a whole industry that makes money off men. Do you know how much men are disabled or crippled or suffer learning disabilities? But let me tell you something. They still got a debit card, bro. They got that disability allowance. And they're there, and this is how these girls are. This is what they do. Like I watched a strip club back in it, bro. I've seen man in a wheelchair there, and the girls whining on in the private room and he's swiping his life away. They don't care. They
No
don't care.
compassion.
They
No.
directly benefit off it. So when they speak about if we were, they tried to shut that. The owners of OnlyFans tried to shut it down because they wanted to clean up. They said, "Nah, this is enough." They're like, There was a campaign, a worldwide campaign. You said you're trying to take the power out of women. OnlyFans is made by men. This is what I'm talking about, the patriarchy. You got whenever you find a successful woman, go look close enough, you're gonna find the men that's built it. Built the pathway, allowed it to be there. There's no president, there's no prime minister. We had women prime minister. That happened because the men elected her.
The men allowed it, yeah.
They allowed it. They're like, yeah, it's time for that now. Like everything that you see is because the men.
Bro, feminism was created by the CIA, bro. It was created by men. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get deep with it, like, you know what I'm trying to say. All of this, these stupid ideas they come from men because it's women's nature to follow men, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
You know, all it is they've chosen to follow a group of men that they don't know. A group of men that lead corporations instead of following men who actually love them, care about them, and actually will commit to them. And they're playing themselves, basically. You know.
No, but that woman that came on live, Antoinette, whatever her name is, she's a grown woman, and she's followed the same thing. She started talking to me about money, about living my best life in my 60s. I looked at her and I said, "You look like my auntie is. If my auntie was telling me this, I'll be like, Auntie, are you okay? Like, best life in your 60s? Are you dumb? You're gonna be getting your back blown out in DR by the bum boys. We're not stupid. I've done a whole show on this. Like, it's not. You think there's no lit six. I told her name a lit 6-year-old. She told me Angela Bassett. First of all, and then she's married. They told me J-Lo. J-Lo's not 60, and on top of that, you don't have J-Lo's money, and you're not J-Lo. You don't look nothing like J-Lo. So
J-Lo's had a string of failed relationships anyway.
No, but even that, and look who she got back with, Ben Affleck, the guy she was with in the beginning, because he's a simp, and look how depressed he looks, bro. Yeah. Like you guys, and that's what I was trying to say to you. So when they do these things, it's because they pick the choices now. They pick the choices and have to own it, and this is why you can't. And I'll be honest with you, this is why you need men and the head of the family, because a man will say, "Listen, son. Listen, man made some choices that I didn't want to do growing up. I made some mistakes. This is what you don't want to do. What I've done. Boom, bada, boom." These women don't want to own their mistakes. They feel like by saying they made a mistake, I don't know. They can't concede, and it's that reluctant to concede and reluctant to self-evaluate yourself and look yourself in the mirror. Is why they messed up, because they're the queens, they're the gods. Remember, Empress. You man have gassed them up so much that they've been elevated to this. I'm a black. No, you're not queens. No, not everyone's just like everyone is not a black king. I'm sorry. Not everyone is kings and not everyone is queens. Because if everyone is kings and everyone's queens, then no one's a king and queen. Everyone's a pawn.
Facts.
Because it takes away the meaning. If everyone's a 10, no one's a 10. It becomes subjective. Everyone's a 0. If everyone drove a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, it wouldn't be a supercar. It would be just a car. Because there'll be no other cars to make it super. To differentiate. Do you get me? Yeah. It will just be everyone's got a fast car. Do you get me? That's how it is when you get into real money. But it doesn't, as you know, in your industry, does it all matter? Because everyone's got it.
It's facts. Let me ask you a quick question. So what's the difference between a simp that's, like you say, simping to try and get sex versus the guy who's in a relationship and simping?
Because the guy simping to get sex is that's remember we said the fox and the wolf.
Okay.
So the fox and the wolf, they're both gonna hunt the rabbit. Now the wolf is a straight wolf. He's gonna go and hunt it down and go put. But the fox is slightly more he's a fox, so he's gonna be more cunning in how he does it. But they're both gonna still end up with the rabbit or the lamb on the plate. So I'm saying to you. So in the end, but one of them is a hunter and he's gonna go out and keep hunting more rabbits, while one of them is basically gonna just keep his rabbit and monitor the bones, and that's the problem there. So one guy, and they both, to be fair, they both simps and they both affect the market because they both contribute to obviously hurting women. You know what I mean? Creating trauma in women, because when you simp and you lie, you build them up and you drop them down again. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? And then they're like, "Oh, all men are the same," and I thought that guy was different. And that's why sometimes women get more hurt because they'll feel like a guy that was simping was going to be the good guy, and he done even more dirt.
No, they're the worst ones. They're the worst ones. I mean, I'll just see a comment. So Jad basically said, yeah. Shout out to Jad. Some good contributions today still. So one's a man whore, the other's a weak, effeminate man who's afraid of losing a woman. So let's break this down. So one is a man whore. I guess we talked about the Derek Jacksons and people like that. And then you get the other simps. And I kind of agree they are man whores. I think some are effective simps, like a Derek Jackson, and then others are maybe not effective. They're trying this tactic of pandering to women. But, you know, you get those guys, they end up in the friend zone. And, you know, because ultimately the women don't find them attractive. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And then you got the effeminate man. I mean, the two examples Will Smith is a very obvious one. And we talked earlier on about Logan Paul, that guy, bro. You see the video? Man ran past his own mum to run to that woman, bro.
Yeah, but he had to win that, though. He had to win that.
Yeah, I mean, the guy couldn't fight, but it's like, bro, come on, bro. The whole industry has been with this woman. Bro, they're trying to warn you. Listen, this girl don't like him. She just wants to get his money. That's all she wants to do. She's going to marry him. She's going to get his money. When he was talking about having a kid with her, you should have seen her face. She was like, bro, I'm not having you. She just wants to get his money and get out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fact.
This guy, he was crying. It was bro, it was disgusting. The guy's such a simp. And then, it gets my nerves.
That's what it is, men. We just don't like to see other men doing unmanly stuff. We're like, man, it's simple, man.
Bro, you need to start coming at these simps, blood, as well. I know. We've been doing a lot of community work with the baby mothers, bro. You need to get at these simps as well.
What is the simps? The next one.
The simps, bro. Listen, who's calling out these simps?
Nah, cool. We're gonna get to the.
Will Smith. Will Smith could have been one of the biggest icons in. He was one of the biggest icons, and you know his whole legacy is becoming ruined. You know that.
His whole
legacy, bro. This is like Roy Jones. He started getting knocked out by everyone. It's ruined his legacy, bro.
Nah, I'm like, what? Hey, shout out to Tap. He says, I'm currently trying to get my older brother to stop simping for his ex. She left him high and dry out the blue on multiple occasions, and he still allowed her back. He's whipped, and I feel for him. Shake my head. I can't lie. Every time he let her go out, she got her back blown out. And then she realized, and then they treated her badly, and then she came back to him. And that's the worst thing. It's like women only leave because they believe they can get better. Like that's the only reason when a woman leaves.
And they will definitely sample. There's not I didn't do anything while we broke up.
Yeah. Bro, she definitely sampled something, and you gotta understand, like man, them.
Have you ever been with a girl after she's just broken up with a man?
Bro, when you get with a girl and she's just broken up with a man, she's doing everything for you. She's doing things that you're not even asking for. You're not even asking, she's just doing them because she's just like, yeah, I'm busting it open, like, you get me? And she's partly doing it to get back at him at the same time. Well, the type of, you're going to get no sex like someone that's broken up with their man. And I'm going to be honest with you, you got a small window of opportunity to get it to before she, like, yeah. And when you do, in actual fact, clot it so hard because you know she's going to go back to her man. And then she's going to go cold on you. So when she does, you just go, shit. At least that in my L. There's a lot of men now that are basically just things were out on loan to the streets. It was like there were streets, they put them on things on loan and then they just got them back. You know what I mean? That's what it's like. Cash converters. Some of you man's women is like cash converters out here.
Yeah, you don't want your girl back after she's broken up with you and gone and honestly you don't want to go there.
Or gone on a girls trip. Go on a girls trip. After you broke up, she went on a girls trip with them girls, bro. It is nuts. And the reason why girls always say like. Man, them go on holiday. If your girl has a problem with you going on holiday, the reason why girls have a problem with men going on boys' trips because they know what happens with the girls. They always say, but girls are hoes. And I'm like, well, I don't trust girls. Well, I'm like, well, the reason you don't do it is because you know that the man are going on there and you know what girls do on holiday. Women always put me, because if that was the case, they wouldn't worry about boys going on holiday. And the reason why men say, they don't want their girls going on holiday because we know exactly what goes on holiday. We know that girls go out with a group of friends that are single, and there's one that's, she loves her man, and she doesn't want to, they tend to be good girls, but they get put in scenarios. There's alcohol, there's this, there's that, there's all these friends, whatever, and so man, we just don't want our girls to be there because we know. And that saying, I was drunk, I made a mistake. No one has ever said that and they wasn't drunk and then they make a mistake. So to avoid that self, do not put your missus in the scenarios like that. And it does not make you insecure. It makes you very, very secure, actually. Do not allow society to tell you that you're insecure because you don't want your mom, your missus outside in Marbella or Cancun or Portugal. Are you nuts? What do you want your missus there for? You're a very secure guy.
Dubai, one of them places there.
Dubai, you're right. No, you're a very secure guy. You're very secure. I'm telling you this. Like, you get me? You're very secure. Don't allow them to make you think that. Do you get me?
It's the number one gaslighting word there, isn't it? Gaslighting buzzword. I just want to so Jad said take him to the gym, have him exercise, get him into martial arts. These are all good things. Distractions and bettering yourself are all good things. But I think one of the biggest things, I think, from a psychological standpoint, because I think in your own mind, you have to be in the right place. And I think it's very difficult. You know, it's a state of mind when you're in that kind of mindset. And, you know, one of the things that I think would help, and bearing in mind, it's not an easy fix. He's got to be ready to start taking these steps, and it's probably not an overnight thing. But the most important thing for all men to have, and this applies to beyond women, this is in life, this is in business, this is in friendships, this is in everything. You have to have an abundance mindset. Yeah, you can't have you can't live in scarcity. You can't sit there and think she's the only one. I tell you, there's no such thing as a special woman. There ain't none. There's a good woman. There's a woman who's compatible with you. There's a woman who meets your preferences and your screening criteria.
Yeah.
But there is no special woman. It's
like
it's a complete lie that was sold to you by propaganda. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, you are replaceable to every woman, and every woman should be potentially replaceable to you. Okay.
Jeez.
There's plenty more fish in the sea. It's a cliche.
Yeah.
But it comes from having an abundance mindset. Just like if any of you guys do, I don't know, something like sales, you're working on that big deal, you're looking at that commission, and then it doesn't go in. Yeah, you have to know there's so many more of those deals out there. Don't lament it. You carry on. An abundance mindset applies to business. It applies to everything. You must live in abundance. It's you know, when you talk about having that kind of, I don't like the phrase alpha male, but you know, that kind of assertive man who goes out there and makes the world his. That man has an abundance of mindset. He knows there's an abundance of opportunities out there for him, and he knows he's capable of taking advantage of it. So when it comes back to your brother, you got to let your brother know to have that abundance mindset and say, listen, there are other women out there, you know, and you can get them. But yeah, and then you move on to the journey of self-improvement. And after a while, when all of those things start falling into place, it's that same kind of iceberg kind of analogy where a lot of that work gets done beneath the surface. But when you get all that work done, you have that abundance mindset, you're working on yourself and doing all the things that we need to do, you know, eventually he's going to get to a point where he's just going to be looking and you guys are going to be laughing and joking about the days when he was simping for that woman. But if he doesn't get that abundance mindset, nothing else is going to matter, because he's going to be very fixated on this woman in his own imagination being something more special, when really she's just another girl. And that's the truth.
All right, man.
You know what I'm saying? With that, I'm gonna let you go as well, bro.
With that we're gonna bring the stream to it. And thank you for coming through, my guy. Appreciate you.
No worries, man.
Get me, man. We got some good content, and yeah, man, we'll definitely we'll catch up in it. Yeah, thank you.
Always good to rap with you, bro. Keep doing the good work, man.
Thank you, bro.
Love all the content.
No worries, bro.
All right, take it easy. Big up all the guys in the chat as well, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. All right, take it easy, broski. Later.
Cool. So yeah, man. Listen, how was the live today, man? Shout out to everyone that pulled up through today. Like, we spoke red flags, we went from red flags, man, we was bouncing, man. Whole load of red flags today, man. We spoke about a lot, man. Big up everyone on the live. Like, guys, if you haven't liked the video already, then like it. Just click the thumbs up, like it. I take it everyone here is subscribed. You couldn't be here if you want to subscribe. That's just mad. How could you be here you want to subscribe? Make sure you subscribe. Turn on the notification bells. We're going to be going live again tomorrow, 8:30 GMT. You know, the whole stream is going to be up straight after, so you can go watch that back if you want to clip it up. Do whatever you want to do, man. That's cool. Yeah, man. Like, shout out to Antoinette, though, man. Look, listen. You don't need to get triggered, man. Like, I hope you learn something, because unlike you, I always try to, you know, go into things open-minded where I can take something and learn something from it. You should never go into something where I feel like you're the smartest person in the room every single time. Like, and it seems this is what happens when women come into the lives. They don't come to listen, they come to battle. And I don't go to battle. It might make for good content for the people that watch, but it's not, I don't go to argue with women. Like, nah, man, that's not really, you know, like, that's not what I need to do. Yo, shout out to Awake and subscribe. I see you. Guys, you should, look, once you subscribe, watch some content, but hit the super chat, guys. Like, come on, man. Like, what's going on? Like, hit the super chat. Like, that's what we're trying to do, because you hit the cash app. I'm going in. Hit the cash app. Yeah, that's the cash app. That's what I'm saying. That's what I be saying to them. Support the channel, buy a super chat. We're going to be going live again tomorrow. My name is China. I'm the Mynameischyna Voice. Check out episode 5 of the Mynameischyna Voice. Big show. Who wants to marry you? Yeah? And follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I've been on TikTok, but they keep taking down my content. So I was like, well, they keep taking me down every single place. I don't know what's going on, man. But it is what it is. My name is China. I'm the Mynameischyna Voice. Make sure you like the video, you subscribe, you turn on the notification bells. And if you're really in your bag, join up to a membership. We've got 3 separate tiers. Hit the super chat, hit the cash app. My name is China, and we are.